Funny thing is, Marine Lord is mirroring. He only got to the level 4 system, but still decent here. Which is better in Castle? I feel like Golden Horde benefits a lot more from Castle, no? Is there ever a world in which we get a Relic Uvu's game? Clash coming in here. Archers just trying to trade out spears. Other side of it, Horsemen have slipped in. Only a few of them. Cool thing about this is Torgood will beat them eventually, but they don't beat them fast. It's a slow kill, which means you can hang around for a long time and do this. Marine Lord goes straight for the workers, sticks to them the whole time. Even with Wheelbarrow, that's going to be -2 on the eco game. Rough start there, actually. Flip side of this, Luciferon not really able to contest easily with archers. The javelin count's just like a little bit too high. You step up, you're going to lose an archer every time. So remember, javelins at this stage, they do 12 damage each. So you're doing over 80 damage before reductions anyway. So archer's just going to die. No way you save them. Slip and raid, though. Hold on. Luciferon. Accuratory defense comes through, which is quite funny. If these were Keshiks, that would be a little bit risky, but Torgood's damage is 33% lower, or 50% depending on perspective, than Keshiks. They're much tankier, but they don't kill fast. Marine Lord is pushing in. Luciferon, by the way, has been forced to reinvest. Despite looking like he'd be first to tech, he's off the mark now. No, he has to keep reinvesting, which means Marine Lord actually has a golden opening here. Let's be careful not to sacrifice too many Limitani. I've still got Luciferon circling with the cavalry. Spears are getting a few stabs in here. Kind of baiting him back towards the jabs, that increased DPS. A little bit gambly, but could pay off here. You will be able to snipe out maybe 2? Barely gets away with that. God, I can't believe he actually got away with that at all. Who's now favored in this position? I feel like Luciferon has a problem, though. Doesn't Marine Lord just scale better inherently because he's Byzantines here? It does feel that way, right? Like, you're now in kind of an urgent position to keep on pushing. Especially considering Luciferon. I don't think he's set up... Okay, he's got 1 stockyard. 1 online so far. Flash coming through, though, and the javelins... Oh, the positioning there! Luciferon slips in. Archers should be able to clear this up now. Bypasses, he goes straight after the javelins. A few horsemen to respond to that in kind. Both players are burning each other out. The difference, however, is that Marine Lord feels like he's a lot closer to that castle ambition than Luciferon. Yeah, we'll have to back away here. The Torgood count, I think, is his #1 concern. There's still a lot of heavy cavalry. Health bars aren't the prettiest, but you take what you can get. Good news for Luciferon, Marine Lord doesn't actually have a real farm transition. He's only now beginning it. He's not going fast and aggressive about it. Only 9 on wood, which I think is the correct approach. You don't want to overblow on farms. Like, if you have all this wood injected into economy, you have nothing to defend with. So it's definitely a balancing act. Deer might be a risk now. Marine Lord actually got forced off of the berries. He couldn't go for them at all, right? They're too far out there. So he's had to opt for deer, possibly boar down the line as well. Marine Lord needs a good defense here. Jav counter only 4 really hit him hard, actually. Especially now that he's not gathering off of mass berries, so he can't reinvest fast. Horseman forced the clash. Trying to rotate around the back. The Torgood health is getting low. Limitane still the shields up here. Means the horsemen get a little bit disengaged from them. Means they are vulnerable. It's so weird. Like, I feel like Luciferon's in a position where if he could just trade these Torgood for Keshiks right now, probably would have done because of the clear speed it gives him on horseman. Instead, he has this weird kind of slow slog. We do at least have Karash, by the way. 6 Karash. So the +1 armor, very interesting pivot. Especially, yeah, you can kind of pseudo-tank with your archers now. Stats on Karash, really bad. They're meant to just be a support unit. They're a super cheap one. They only cost you 50 food per, so 100 food for each conscription because you get 2. But you see they got 50 health. They got no armor. They've got 6 base damage. For the cost, it's decent. It's only 50 food per unit. But independently, like, yes, stoic front line. Look at them stand. Very different. Maybe telling people to tank jabs as archers. What are you on about? Are you dead, nerd? We're talking about tanking spears with archers. Jeez, Philly, dude, you need to go to some of those coaching lessons and listen a bit more. We can get you up on the rank, buddy. Karash, see what I mean there? Good front line. But yeah, the goal here, because Philly doesn't listen in class, what you want to do is, like, when you have the Karash and you have the extra armor, you can kind of pseudo-tank the Limitane, which is really good because your Torgu can then strike without being struck. Because although Torgu are really good at the opening fights, as the game drags through, these health bars will never replenish. So they can provide decent DPS, but you kind of reach a point where you don't want them fronting spears as much anymore. Think of it like a softer version of Arbre de Trier with Gambesons against spears. Okay, Golden Horn Tower now coming through from Relord. He has got a decent amount of farms, actually. I am growing a little bit worried at the moment for Lucy. We're just going to speed up a tiny bit as you will get in the offense. Like, he can't tech here, right? This is the sucky thing about playing Golden Horde. You need to put yourself what feels like a mile ahead, or you just get stuck in a tech war. And by stuck, I mean, like, you don't want to be in it. It doesn't work out well for you. It's just such a slow reactionary civ. Same weakness the Abbasids and Iabids have. Has at least got the ball to inject more food. And Keshik production has begun. A Marine Lord now reacting with Cataphracts. Tech ups are on the way, and he has got the system levels. This is going to be fast. Luciferon looks for the entry. Marine Lord trying to buy time for the Limitane. Veteran C just 10 seconds out. Begins the clash. The Javelin striking at the back. They are overkilling archers right now, which in a way is a good thing for Luciferon. Means Marine Lord's not maximized the damage with the Spearman. The upgrade is in. And now the A-click can begin. Torgu trying to break the north side of the fight. Second troops rallying in. Marine Lord's numbers are shrinking. But Luciferon's health bars are not looking pretty here. He needs to strike the backside, go straight in. Luciferon able to hit on top of the Javelins. The Keshiks are holding on for the time being. The Cataphracts are starting to spawn. And the worker kill count just is not there. GG will get called. Marine Lord making it look all too easy to dismantle the Golden Horde idea the moment they are forced to attack into this. It's just such a hard civ to break in that position, right? I think that's the type of game, like, that's decided on the opening plays, right? And the thing about Golden Horde is it does feel like they have to do something. It does feel like they are intended to be and have to be an attacking civ, not a sit-still civ. And Byzantines can be attackers sometimes, but they benefit immensely from defensive play and just building economy, as we just saw in that game. Right, now, let's see about game number 2. Bruh. Is the game not viewable? Are they being someone a donkey? Or are we just not in the next game yet? I think they're taking a small break, right? I think so. Marine Lord's not in-game, in-game. Unless they've... Let me check. They played 2 games. He's in-game? But he's not in-game. Do you know how I know? Because his stream is showing this. This is how desperate of a time it is for Age of Empires 4 players. This is how hard it is to make their builds. He has had to resort to exposing his pussy on camera. It's just... 2026 is just a rough year to be a pro gamer, man. He streams like that? What, so he's not showing his perspective anywhere? Huh? Is that actually what he does now? He just doesn't show his gameplay at all? No. I mean, I don't know. I pinged them just in case they're early, but... We'll see. You guys are memeing me. There's no way that's like what he does now. You guys are messing with me. What the 5 suits you find most fun to play? I don't really play the game because I spend so much time watching it. But like, I don't know. I've always found the ones I always talk about being the funnest. I think Ottomans is really fun and cool. Probably Ottomans, I think French, because you just have agency, which is always cool. Macedonian's like a tempo aggressive, which is cool. Japan, obvious. Like, Japan is up there. Like, I don't know. Sengoku just feels a little bit busted to play. Hey, Frey, you going to bed now? Okay, but you can't stay out here, darling.
Dad, so you know...
Yeah?
We could have a walk with Anino and Mario.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Who's that cat? That cat is.
Oh, that's Marine Lord's cat. It's a very fat cat, isn't it?
Not odd.
No, it's not. Oh, it's that. You guys can't see what she sees. Very fat cat, isn't it?
Why there's 3 pictures of the
Because
cat?
there's all the pictures, isn't there?
Why?
We might have to switch game then, because I'm not getting a response. All right, darling, you have to go. Go, mummy. Say bye, stream.
Why there's that cat?
Because there's a fat cat. They're gone now. All right, say bye, stream. Blow
No,
kisses.
there's only one.
No, there's only one. You go play.
What's her name?
All right, we're going to have to switch into... What do you guys want? Do you want Vortex? Do you want Beasty? Which one? All right, bye-bye. Off you go. Bye. Beasty, Myriad now. Rogan? All right, let's go Beasty, Myriad, Decider. Screw it. It's okay, guys. We're only 5 years into a competitive esports scene, and we still have situations where players forget to like make the lobby public, or the game glitches out and doesn't let them make it public, or we just don't have an option for those lobbies to be always viewable by default. It's so stupid. All right, here we... Oh, come on. Really? It's gone the distance. Believe it or not, that score is correct. Beasty, a well-known name within the Age of Empires 4 scene, is on the ropes. Game number 5 decider between Beasty in the yellow on the HRE and Myriad, up-and-comer, sounds like a Brit, from Hungary, in the green as a Shushi. Map is going to be Holy Island, and this is old school. HRE isn't really seen here anymore. When Holy Island came out a few years back, it was a priority pick, but has not been for a long, long time. Shushi, yes, English can sometimes. Japanese comes to mind as well. Those are kind of the key leaders. So I'm intrigued to see what Beasty's got in mind here. Myriad, man, what a turnaround this would be if he could strike back at the end, because things have not been going his way. He's dropped the last 2 games. Beasty is on the verge of achieving a reverse sweep. We are just going to do 2x for the early game here, because when we talk about water maps, we're going to be talking about fishing. What's interesting is Myriad is not prioritizing fishing at all. He's prioritizing a tech advantage to try and get an offensive boat out. Meditation Garden coming in. It's going to get more greedy. No, same place. So this is a really popular play on this map. Dude could have had triple stone. He chose wood over triple stone. Wait, what? I wasn't expecting that. That's kind of crazy. Wow. I wonder what the priority is going to be here. I mean, technically the stone helps you down the line defend. But valuing something else in the interim, it would seem. Myriad likes wood, apparently so. Tech up's going to complete. And this makes sense then. But the thing is, he could have used stone for this play. He's going to dock drop Beasty's side. This was a popular play in recent times out of Ibids, if you guys remember. But Shushi haven't been known to do this too frequently. Like, occasionally, it requires a specific situation. This would be the one. HRE don't have the Arhan online just yet. Dock is going to be coming up. He has got 1 dock, not 2. So he's going to have an exposed fishing boat. He'll always lose to an archer ship play here. And the archer ship is already on the way. Would gain from this, by the way, 20 a minute, 25 on the stone. So in a few minutes' time, he will be able to get the naval arrow slits to just shut down his opponent further and starve him out. Archer ship does hit the field. Idle forced. Other fishing boat just runs off. All of a sudden, Beasty doesn't actually have a water economy. He's going to queue up the boats, but it's 1 dock versus 1 dock. That's a key detail to remember here. And the scout does reveal what's happening over here. Are we going to get a dive in? It's a bit gambly, but it could be worth it. The Imperial ship gets there. That villager is dead. In fact, it's 1 hit. It's 1 hit. Can you get it? No, not quite. But he stops the build. Demo ship also now arriving. Myriad is crazy. He's actually doing this really well right now. Imperial ship is going to get the Naval. Repair crew trying to keep it alive, but that galley is getting low. Beasty has got a demo on the way. Archer ship is low, but it is still alive. And he gets the sinker. Galley goes down. Demo ship now coming out for the collide. Detonation is good. And the clip follow-up. The junk gets it just in time. Archer ship does get sniped out, but it's double springled versus the 1. Fishing boats are going down. Myriad. Okay, I'm impressed. We talked about him leveling up his game. For those unfamiliar with Myriad, he's been grinding at it for a long time now to be a competitive player. He's currently 18th in the world on pub leaderboards and looking for a big dub up against a well-known name. Connection is there. Gets the sinker. Sprill ship now gone. And Beasty's hopes of being on water are at risk. But the demo backstab! Reaction speed of a Windows 98 PC trying to load Call of Duty 4. Myriad did not even move. Ouch. Fishing has been completely blown up, though. He may resecure the area, but no fishing at all for Beasty. Myriad also cannot fish. He also seems to be incapable of running home right now, or doesn't want to. He's going to be hanging around. Got coming up. Myriad, I mean, he can't let go of this. He could try to sneak fishing his own side, but that's very risky, very expensive. Demo.
Oh, he gets the worker.
Demo doesn't reach deeper, but the Spring ship, he's milking that, and finally realizes what's happening. Beasty takes full advantage of that to punish him for it. I can't believe this. For a second there, it looked like it was going to be an early GG, but Myriad, it's slipping a little. That second dock being allowed to go up in the end has kind of cursed him here. Repair crew's a smart move. Myriad needs that. You know who is like really ahead of that detail in the meta? Viper. I remember Red Bull Wololo Legacy, him talking with me about the theory of like on Baltic, you know, the circular map, circular pond, of moving villages around to repair as you go to creep up. And, you know, you fast forward like 2 years later and it starts to become part of these strategies. An important part. Remassment in the fleet here. We should have arrow slits available soon. He could go for it right now. Naval arrow slits would be pretty sick. No land force on either side. They are both fixated on this right now. Demo ship. He's going in fast here. No, ooh, that's a good hit for the return fire. No, wait, it stopped. What? And the demo, the connect, gets under 1 there. Split is good from Beasty to minimize the losses. That was messy. I don't know what happened. The pathing just wasn't there, right? For some reason, the demo ship stopped chasing. Usually that happens when the boat it's attacking dies, but I don't think we saw one go down. So a little bit unusual. And you've got to be kidding me. We talked about no aggro on land. Beasty has no chill for it. Triple racks now on the way. Everyone else become a better player, or does Beasty become worse? He chose streaming over competing. That's sort of like an argument for it, right? But the problem with that, to a certain extent, is like it is possible to be both, and Hera has proven this. Like Hera streams just as much as like anyone, right? And he is the top player. It's very weird. You could argue that's because that game is so deep in terms of like everything has been refined and perfected first. It's hard to say. But there are ways to balance it. Like the argument there literally becomes like, oh, well, yeah, it's because he's practiced for so many years that he doesn't need, there's not as much to hide anymore. But I don't know if that's true when you consider that Leary is the second best player and all he does is religiously scrim. Like people think, like some people have this wrong idea that Leary is like a lazy player in AoE2 that he doesn't play. He does, he just doesn't publicize it anywhere, right? He plays as many games as anyone else in that scene. Yeah, Beasty has definitely kind of leaned into a priority content development line, and, you know, you need like a deep dive as to why it works for Hera, why it doesn't work for Beasty. But the reality is, like, you can't even argue that like Hera only does 1v1s when he streams. He doesn't. He does me versus 4 golds and stuff like that as well. Right? He does collab type stuff. Beasty now with the men-at-arms rush though. 4 entering the base. Myriad was trying to get an outpost defense up with hand cannon slits. Not working out on time, though. However, he has now got water. That is an important detail in this game. Beasty, he's got no sheep. He ate through all of them. Yeah, he's, like, compare that to Myriad. Myriad has got 14 sheep. The Chugnu isn't a fast defense, but it's one that's kind of reliable. Because the whole idea is, like, these men-at-arms can't dive any hand cannon slits. They just die. He's going to try for it now, but, I mean, the problem with the hand cannon slits, they basically kill you in 5 hits. Beasty. One thing I will say about Holy Island is if you go back a year and a half, this is GG. Like, this is the game is over. We all know what I'm talking about. Like, the water has been won. Go flat. Boring map. Move on. But I'm glad we stuck with this map. And the reason I always say this is the best water map we have, and it's not even close. It is the only one that we reached a reasonable point of often going, okay, at the highest level, this isn't GG. There is still a way. There is still a method to the madness. So although it looks bad for Beast, you do not write him off at all right now. We've seen so many comebacks in recent months on Holy Island with land only. 10 times the amount you would have seen a year, year 0.5 to 2 years ago. Plays under the ball. Really risky, but the problem right now is Myriad. I said Chuga good in the defensive. Not so great when you have to come out, is my worry. His food income also is not really winning right now. He only has 6 fishing boats in the end. This is the other tricky part. Like, it's very expensive to try and win water in feudal age. It's possible, yes, but the thing the players identified is you need so many sprinkles ahead to guarantee there won't be a comeback when you're pushing into docks. Because you need to be close, and if you're close, demo ship plays can flip it completely. Beasty. He's going to push in. Archer to back this up. Means the Chuga not trading that well anymore. Myriad. Oh, no. The out of time. No wheelbarrow either. Wait, was he thinking about castle, or is the macro just off? No. This dive in. Chuga going to get wiped. There's still a handful of men-at-arms left over. He's got rams now being prepped as well. He can actually re-secure water, or rather take it away from Myriad. 1 or 2 rams is all it takes. Like, Myriad, the problem here is he's so busy defending his base. If you just have 1 archer go build a ram, you can delete all the docks. In the meantime, though, he's going to delete the workers. So all of a sudden, that fishing advantage does not matter here. Chase down is real. You also cannot tech without land. That's the dynamic to keep in mind here. Food is incredible, yes. But if your win condition is to get castle, you need this. This doesn't exist on the water. He could gamble on heading out to the island with a 10 villager pull, for example. But without wheelbarrow, that's insanely dangerous against HRE. Remember, HRE have marching drills, which gives them more movement speed on their infantry. And the ram's coming. Beasty's not even thinking about the docks. Oh my god, talk about being hoisted on your own petard. Myriad is getting all this food and all this value that's perceived, right? But, like, it's the gold. It's always the gold. You could even try to gold here, but that wouldn't work either because you're up against archers. They outrange the boats standing here. If you went freestone medi, you could have spammed hand cannon slits. That's why I was kind of surprised. Even for like the boat play, it makes sense because you get you get the arrow slits there. But 1 ram is going to ruin that hand cannon defense anyway. Moves in. Village is now idle. Myriad, what's going on here? He's so busy microing the Chug, he hasn't realized. They're not even working. I think he meant to click on a tree. They'll get back to work now, but the men-at-arms continue the dive. Ram is now going to clear all the stacked defenses. Beasty, from the verge of defeat, is now looking fully in control. Look at his macro. Take a guess at what he's about to do. The man who had no sheep, who had to go onto deer, who had to go onto boar, who probably has to go onto the other deers, is now in the berries, is about to crack castle. And Myriad has been flowing 800 to 1,000 food for the last 3 minutes. It's just going nowhere. Outpost now going to get knocked down. More idle time still. Like, the lack of wheelbarrow has been hard here. Freya, what do you want your little attention seeker? What? She's literally standing something like, she's dumbfounded by this game as well. Grave Rush, of all things coming through, is... With the limited food, you would not have expected this from Beasty. I think Myriad would have been like, yeah, he's probably taking, but he'll keep going Regnets. No, he's going to try and double down on men-at-arms after losing all of them. Yes, Frey?
Now, the green ones don't have much more to.
No, the green one doesn't have much going for him. Is yellow going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, off you go there.
Oh, I think green.
You think green's going to win?
You have to subscribe to our button, subscribe to the button, and subscribe to our channel.
Okay, I haven't...
Subscribe button to our channel.
I didn't teach you this, by the way. All right, thank you. Off you go. I legit didn't teach her this, by the way. We done it like once, and she just does it herself now. Bye-bye, love you. He's got the other ball. Dude, this is a crazy game. Myriad can tech now, but it's going to be delayed. And the problem is, these are Giga Men-at-Arms. If you try and tech in front of them, they're going to kill you. Oh, God. The ball gives him like 20 more Men-at-Arms. 20 more. He's got a hand cannon slit defense. He needs to drop the landmark somewhere, though, and I just don't know where. I mean, he still needs to get the gold. Guys, he's 160 gold short. Thanks. Okay, it's an outside. Take it to mummy, then. It's an outside thing. I think it's a bubble machine. You take the mummy. Weird thing. Guys, that has to be game, right? If Myriad somehow rubber bands back into this, he is full stop a god. No doubt about it. And what is up, Pilgrim? I appreciate the prime sub, buddy. I just don't see it anymore. Like, this is just now starting to look like a cheesy Men-at-Arms rush, but here we go. Mount Blue Academy. He sneaks the one location he can. This is a gamble. If Beasty sends just one Men-at-Arms over here, it's over. Instead, he gets bogged down in the outpost. He doesn't believe the gold is there. The thing that happened, though, he should have glanced at that. There's a marketplace here, right? I think Beasty has seen this before. Maybe just didn't take it seriously at the time, because now that is going to enable a tech up. The problem, though, is like Myriad still has a humongous gold problem. You don't get to feel it. You don't get to touch it. You don't get to smell it. Villagers should at least keep him safe. Momentum's coming. He's genuinely just going to break this fortified outpost. Relics are also being picked by Beasty. He's at 22 Men-at-Arms. Crossbow count for Myriad not going up fast either. Outpost going to go down. He has at least got the garrison slots to keep these workers alive. His fishing count is only up to 8, though. For all the time he's had water control, he hasn't been able to inflate it. And the crossbows suck in this situation. They need numbers, and they do not even have them. GG comes in, and Beasty shows you exactly how to lose water to win a game.
Why did he win already?
Why did he win already? Because he did. 1 second, Frey. That was a cool game. Freya, wait a second.
Which game do you want to play now?
Could have played more of this game. That one's kind of cool, actually.
I play a different game now. I need to play the other game. I need to play that game.
Okay, thank you. Dude, I can't believe that. That was a turnaround. So that means that Beasty wins 3-2. Right, Daddy has to set all the scenes up, darling. I ain't got time for this.
What?
What?
What said?
I got to do all the work. Sick GG there, though. Well played by Beasty. That game looked pretty grim at a point.
Yeah, we're doing it again.
No, we're not doing that game again. So, we need to get back onto our other set, which got griefed by the fact that they didn't make the game spectatable. And it's still going on, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
God damn it.
Still. Why are we on that again?
So we might need another set then, unless these two are almost done.
Then why are we on this again?
Because we are. So we can't do Luciferon. Let me have a look and see what else there is.
This that.
So checking the results of things, guys, that means that Beasty is going to be going up against Wham. Freya, don't press the buttons.
Why?
Because you're not allowed to press the button, silly. You know that. You break things.
What?
What? Puppy Paw, by the way, the series finally start between him and Voldemar. He's 2-0 up already. Winner of that goes up against Anatan. So we could check in on Puppy versus Voldemar to see who's going to face Anno. B is leading against Vortex.
Daddy.
Marine Lord is obviously 1 up. We don't know the state of the second game against Luciferon. And Wham and Beastie will start in a few minutes.
Daddy.
Freya, you just dropped something, didn't you? You dropped something. It's gone now. I don't know where it is.
Which thing is it?
I don't know.
Daddy.
Alright, one sec. Let me just put the music on. So, I guess we'll quickly put a poll up. Darling, you're going to have to go, though. I don't know what it is Mummy puts on you soap-wise, but it makes Daddy very sick. Like, I'm nauseous, man. So, Luciferon,
Daddy.
Wham vs. Beastie. Wait a second. Puppy versus Anatans? Or Vortex versus B. Mate, I can't have you here. You smell too nice. It's actually, like, really...
Daddy.
What? Quick.
No. On this time, we're not gonna go
Okay.
to a walk with Maya and Auntie Laura.
No, you have to see Milo and Auntie Laura another day, okay? Mwah.
In the morning.
Yeah, in the morning. Give me a kiss. Off you go. Give me a kiss. Off you go.
It's got one more question.
Yes, give me a kiss.
Got one more question.
One more question. Last one.
You know, you saved that from that bear.
What bear?
The bear when we were on our field trial day.
Okay. I saved you from the bear.
Yeah, and that.
Oh. Alright, can you say bye to stream now? Because you've got to go to bed. I can see the time, and I know what you're trying to do. Because it's what I done as a kid. Mwah. Bye-bye. Alright. You got one thing to say. Go.
I just want to show screen there.
What? Yeah, they can see it. It's a rock.
Them can't.
They can. Look, they see it right there.
Where?
There, you can see it, you dope.
Where?
Alright, Frank, seriously though, darling.
I can't see that.
You're right there.
What?
You're the big dopey blonde in the middle of the screen.
No, I mean screen.
Stream sees it. This is the stream.
I mean screen.
Scream.
Yeah.
I don't have stream. Alright, darling, please.
Daddy.
You gotta go. Daddy is actually legitimately getting sick. Because you smell weird. You just done a massive poo. She legit just like turns so casually, goes, I was like, because you stink. Because I just done a massive poo. That wasn't even what I meant. Like, basically, she's had a bath. And I don't know what it is about what we bath her in. But I had this the other day when we were playing the octopus game. And she sat on my lap. And I genuinely felt nauseous. Because whatever we put in her hair stinks. And I don't like it. That's why I'm shooing her away. It's not that I don't love my daughter. It's legitimately I'm going to hurl if she stays on my... That probably is not the nicest way to put it, but you get my point. All right, so we're going to do Beastie versus Wham. Oh my god. I still feel nauseous after she's gone. Go to mummy. No, now it is bedtime. Okay, go see mummy upstairs. Bye. One sec, I've got to open the door. She's ridiculous. All right, there we go. My lap is free. Sorry, I just realized we weren't even game. Need to reset score and we're good to go. Sorry, I thought I'd actually put the game up. Oh my god, dude, I genuinely feel super lightheaded now. All right. One and all, it's time for your daily dose of Age of Empires 4 action. And what about this for a set? Beasty versus Wham. Absolute tippity top of players. Had an interesting clash. Wham was allowed the Malians through for the opening game of this best of 5 on Dry Arabia. Meanwhile, Beasty thinks he has the answer. Macedonian dynasty. How does he have the answer is what we're here to find out. Could it be that Hippodrome Horsemen are good enough to crush the sofa? Or is this maybe a misstep and an overwhelm? Because right now, Beasty faces off against one of the most powerful civs in Age of Empires 4 2026. Almost ban-worthy. It's on the verge of being at that point. It's first pick in every draft. And the Canadian already has it. This is indeed live. We can get predictions up. We're about 2 minutes out from live, which we're getting at 2x speed. So what's the idea here? Macedonians, they have a few things. Tempo is good off of cavalry. They could potentially contest Sofa with the horsemen because of the damage buff. Their spearmen scale really nicely. Tricky part there is going to be... We have seen a lot more Malian players going towards Sofa archers, which is a little bit worrisome. Looking at the spawn, kind of good in some ways. Wham gets double gold to the south side they can shift out to on a delay. Everything is kind of retracted behind the base. The warrior have here is if the game strat is to play mass horsemen to flood around the flanks, what you really want is for your opponent's resources to be spread. So you want, for example, a gold here, and a gold here, kind of like what Beasty has. Instead, everything is just compact in one location, which makes it a lot easier for a Malian player to play defensive, which is their bread and butter. If you allow a Malian player to play defensive, they will always inherently outscale you off of the cow into the tech play. And we can get predictions up if you want to see how this one's going to cook. The Beasty... I'm trying to think if there's another way you can go. Varangian is impossible. I couldn't really see Varangian here. Because Varangian means you're just going to get swamped by sofas, right? So it has to be something kind of cavalry spear-based. You could try going archers, but if you go archers, your opponent can just go Donzo javelins and hunk it down, which is the dream. Warrior Scout upgrade is going to be coming in. Just give Wham that little bit of potency on the opening. Start to slow it down a little bit. Let's have a look at the state of sheep. It's going to be 8 sheep left over for Beasty. 8 for Wham. They actually split the map sheep 13-13 perfectly. So no broken advantage coming in there. Wham. Will be able to get back in time? I don't think so. No, that work is down. Nice find by Beasty. Gets the first blood on the workers. Big loss there. Every little counts at this stage. Even more so. Wait, hold on a second. All right, this used to be a classic strategy against Malians, but I don't think I've seen a Macedonian player do this in a while. 2 TC? Eh? That, I'm shocked. I actually was not expecting that at all. So we've got 2 town center play, which has already been scouted. Straight away, Wham sees it. All right, he definitely has my attention because could you not technically just rush cow now? He has got rack, so it seems like Wham is interested in attacking this. A little bit of poke on the backside, but it's just one horseman. You could get shivs out to be annoying here. Yeah, with the sofa there, he should be safe. You guys think that Wham's going to try to attack or tech? Because I think in this type of position, it used to be that players would just try to tech and max out cows, but it did give the opponent's civ a good amount of villager advantage to balance that out. The challenge still being you're an age behind, right? I think now with the changes to Malians, it's kind of easier just to lean into the idea of like having a few sofas, slowing down your tech up by like an extra minute, and having an imminent threat ready to jump with straight away. Other interesting thought here is that Beasty did drop the TC on the gold and is now bridging the gap to the north side. So he's trying to get the walls up. We'll have the deer as well as the berries back there. But this is going to be a lot of gold gathering, i.e. a lot of silver tech. I might even think about a marketplace drop to balance things out, actually, at this pacing. He's got 13 on food, but no food in reserve. So it's not like he's going to be stockpiling for a tech up that fast. We'll see. He could just switch off the gold after a delay when he's got like a 600. But it does feel a little bit off if your goal here is to reach castle. Because the other thing is, like, you need even more people on food when you do this because you are now using more food for villager production. So if the idea is to go castle, you've slowed yourself down even more now. Might be that once he has the walls up, he'll go for the deer. But the tricky part is right now, this raid round the back, he can't shift for it. He has got 7 sheep left over, but then that's that. Dive in. It's a little bit of idle time. Other side of it, Wham continues to scale. 7 cow now, more to come. Walls also going up, just in case this horseman try to slip into the tree line. Villagers are trying to go for the wall. Wham could spot this and snoop in. The scout's coming. Okay, so he's got that covered. This game could go for a long time. In a very interesting fashion, actually. Because, like, the thing that's interesting about 2TC Macedonians, and it kind of makes you wonder why they don't do it more, is that 2TC Maki offsets the biggest problem that Macedonians have, which is their economy sucks. But it almost feels like it requires a bait a bit. Because everyone thinks Macedonians have to attack, that's how you can get away with it. The challenge is, if it's a certain civ, right, a kind of pseudo-aggressive civ, they'll see it and then punish it straight away. And I think Marleans can be a pseudo-aggressive civ. They're not always envisioned as one because they get so much value out of the cow boom, but they can spam the crap out of Sofa, or they just mass gonzos and javelins that beat a lot of comps. Sneak raid in here, does get a worker kill. Because he's wasting all this time chasing a Sofa and a scout. And unfortunately, because he has his own scout, he's not quicker than this, so he can't punish it. He'll be able to slip away. He's still just hanging around, so he's just waiting for him to play the berries. He's going to have to shift around looking for his own kills, though, because we can see that Beasty has now anchored himself on the deer. Beasty's win condition is to survive the cow boom and castle age. Feels like it. He's not rushing an age up himself, which is what you sometimes see here, so he's going to get beaten to the punchline. The problem is he's not really doing damage right now, either. Another kill for Wham. Stops the wall going up. The goal for Beasty is he's going to be slightly later on a tech up, but then he'll have a lot more villagers to flex for pumping castle, right? Challenge is making sure you have enough food to do that. He's got berries, he's got deer in that corner, but that's absolutely it. It's not like there's a boar spawn back here as well. That's damn nice. Does find the javelin. Just can't hang around for the Donzos. Radari Champ is here. That's a nice little turn point. That could give you a hit into harass. Wow. I mean, I honestly think you just start teching and prepping Sofa, right? He's gone Donzos for now, but obviously Donzo's not going to be as effective at reading. Also can be counted more easily from feudal age. I think the paranoia for Wham about massing Sofa is like, if this does go castle age, Macedonians will just start vomiting out Radari. Even on limited food. And Radari should be able to beat the Sofa. Like, at that point, you're just gambling on having the numbers to crush Radari. Which is much harder against 2TC. Thus. Wham is creeping up. I like these just kind of constricting the map, because now Beasty's being more defensive with his troops. It means you're more likely to get the tech without pressure. But it is going to be a tech first for Beasty. Golden Horn Tower now on the way. Wham does see this. Go for the burn through. Should be quick enough. With this many villages, most definitely. Might end up losing a worker or two doing so, but overall, that doesn't matter. Like, you've got 2 town center. Now the movement in. Throws for the villager kill. Does get it straight away. Warrior Scout with the final touch. Rotate around the south side, and well played. Beasty threads it perfectly. Gets the landmark up. Wham now with a reactionary Fulani while being 11 workers down. Now, the question is, does Beasty go straight into heavy cavalry? Or does he try to bulk up slower? Because the idea here is, like, you go heavy cavalry to raid, or you could go for, you know, spearmen, the crossbows bulk up. And the difference in economy there lets you get farms online. I think it's too good of an opportunity not to take the heavy cav first, though. Like, we see the first one being queued. I would expect at least a small group before any switch here, just because whenever you tech first, heavy cavalry is your #1 advantage. Even when there is 10 plus Donzos in the field already. Wham's Wolves on the way. He's just trying to hunker down the corner full. Easier said than done from here, though, and now the raid is going to connect. Moves in, forces them away. Donzo's overwhelmed. They can't hang around. Remember, they are still just feudal. We have also got armor #2 coming in for cavalry. So Beasty just trying to go raw cav. No fixation on diversification. Even though in theory, like Bogmath are really good against all these Donzos, the problem is when you get a tech advantage, you want to press it. And cavalry is the #1 best way to do so. Movement to the pit mine is going to burn through. Donzos are hanging around towards the berries. I like that Wham is staying situationally aware of where Beasty's weakness is with this strat, which is food should run out. Unfortunately, he has food on both sides of the base. It's weird. We've got him blocking the starting berries, but you can't do anything about this. Beasty just slipped out again. Radari now raiding towards the deer. And Wham is prepping the imported armors, but free sofa? Free. Not 300. Free. It's very early. And even with the important armors, like if you're not out blobbing the heavy cavalry of yellow, we have to remember these Radari are insanely stacked on stats. They're already at 264 HP, much stronger than a standard knight. And they scale phenomenally well with unique techs and all the blacksmith upgrades. Burn through the outpost. Wham! If he tries to run from this, it's going to be -2 straight away. Might be minus more. Tries to go for the repair. I love the fact that Beasty didn't stop attacking between that with the torches. Gets the break. Big shout out to the Hippodrome Scout there with a 35% increased torch damage, giving him that burst. Nash Donzos are at least now going to arrive. Minimize the losses down to 1. Wham, remember, is a full Fulani, so a lot of food pump coming in. And although BC has got a lot more workers, the problem he's going to run into soon is food is starting to shrink. Right, he's finished the deer. He's on the berry, which is very good until it runs out. And then you need to start thinking about farms. Tricky part, like this is an interesting dynamic, actually. With the way that Wham is built, BC has to start thinking about farms when he's going to need to start using wood for spearmen in theory, right? Like this is a lot of Donzos. You can't really trust Radari on their own to deal with this. Even more so because anytime you approach, you're taking a hit to the face from the javelin throw. So this probing strategy doesn't work very well. This weaving in between strategy doesn't work as well against Donzos. Because if you come within almost the whole screen length from their center point, you are going to take some damage. And the thing that Macedonian players have really been struggling with is how do I heal that damage? It's easy, right? Just build monks, lol. Sure, that's easy to say, hard to do. It's expensive to build monks in your overarching economy, is the theory. You'd think in actuality it'd be simpler because you just want to get silver anyway, but like it's still resources taken away from something else. How is the relic game looking? 1 relic already home for Beasty. Wham's just squaring up for a straight push. We've got Javelin Sofa production now. 32 spears, he says that's enough. Yeah, because I think the worry here is if you start diving the base, like there's a Springwall play to be had here, right? Also, we did just get the arrow slits and placements, so spears are going to get stung by that on the dive. The Varangian strongholds now will fire back. Rom fire is also on the way. That's going to be 45 seconds out. A quick repair there, but the burn's going to continue. Villager is desperately trying to get a new one of these strongholds up. That's going to be a fail, though. We'll be going down. Counts up before losing the resource. Now burn on the additional. He's trying to slow down the scale point. Crossbows are going to milk this defense point. Radari not going to last long against this many speeds. Javelins are clearing out the backline of crossbows perfectly, and Wham looks like he's about to crack some teeth here. Oh, no. Look at the Radari count. It's shrinking fast. The spear count barely budged, it feels like. He's got so much pump coming. Wall on the backside is going to net him one Sofa for one Monk. Maybe a Monk-esque moment here. Has Wham overstayed his welcome? 14 spears remain. The choke point hold is working for the moment. These Radari are hella tanky. Crossbows have been removed. Archers are getting sniped straight away. The spears are still holding. And there is now only 8 Radari for Beasty. Not just that. Look at the food. Food down to 500. He doesn't have a farm switch coming in still. He's now playing risk on the deer. If just one Sofa goes up here, that's the curtains point. Meanwhile, Wham, hey, oh, look, I picked Marlians. I've got infinite food. This is the power of Mali. When we talked about it being the teeth cracker, it definitely feels like it now. Last the Radari about to fall. Villagers on the tree line being harassed. I think Wham's got him. Canadian showing you why Marlians is to be feared. I mean, respect to Beasty for trying something different than 2TC. It's just hard. If you don't have the food locked in, how the hell do you hold off infinite food production? No, seriously, someone answer that for me, because it feels so hard. And all that work over 15 minutes of building up a villager lead is gone. Wait, he crashed? Is that a re, though? When did he crash? I feel like it was... Because I'm like... I think it's over, right? That's probably going to be... That has to be a default win call. Because, like, let's say he crashes at this point. What was his economy plan? Because he was about to be out of food. I guess he could maybe start setting up farms, but, like, it's very hard to see you getting back into that. Not impossible, sure. Like, nothing's impossible, I guess. I would say, even if he crashed, that's probably a death win. Because the other thing is, it comes down to who crashed, right? Did Beasty crash or did Wham crash? If Wham crashed, you have more argument for a remake, but it's very clear Beasty crashed, right? Because the villagers weren't moving anymore. I assumed at that point he'd just kind of given up. It's just sad that we literally don't have like something to solve for this after 5 years of AoE4 being a competitive esports scene. It wasn't over, but it was looking wasn't look good. Like, yeah, but if you had to put a percentage on it, do you not put like 70%? Rules should be the same across the board. It's either a remake all the time or none of the time. So my two waypoints are weigh-in points are who crashed, and if you had to put a percentage on advantage, how high would it be? So I'd say if you were ahead and you crashed, it should probably be like 80-85% advantage. But if you're ahead and your opponent crashes, it should probably be more like 70%. 65-70%. Percentage is subjective and arbitrary? Sure, but if both players can agree on the percentage, right? Or like in an ideal situation, you have a non-biased mid-ground judge board to call it. I think right now, BC's basically just going back through it, and I think he's going to see like the food income is just like non-stop, right? So we'll know in a second, but I assume it's going to be a default point. Oh, I'll show you guys what I'm checking. So yeah, like this is the point. So he crashes here, I assume. No, it was after this. The fight after this, right? Because he was still producing. Like he's adding. You see extra production there, Bogmuffer. He's still not crashed. Did he crash now? Nope. Adds more Bogmuffer. More Bogmuffer. He's still here at this point. And the crash happens there, right? That's where he crashes. I'm assuming that's his crash point, right? His food income is at 1,500, but that's about to run out, no? Okay, so he was adding in farms. Like, Wham is miles ahead, no? Like, oh, sorry, you guys can't see it probably here. Wham is miles ahead at this point. He's literally, like, it's 44 to 17 army. And he doesn't, like, you don't have a counterplay for Donzos. And your tree lines are both forward, so, like, it's very hard to get wood now. Like, very, very hard, right? Because my question for Beasty in this situation is, like, where are you now going to get food? Because you remember, like, he just had 1,500 food. He's down to 750 now, right? He's basically, like, running dry. And Wham still has backup deer. He's just got stupid cow power, like mad cow disease is how Malians win. He's always got Golden Horn Tower to fall back on, which I think is what he's kind of looking at. He is sneaking berries south side, but we already knew that he tapped half of those berries. Maybe he creeps boar. Because the other thing is, like, he had already crept deer just to the north of where you're seeing on his screen. But, like, that's not... Like, obviously, we're in speculative realm of, like, how long do you get away with that, right? Can you say without a doubt Beasty couldn't come back? I mean, it's very hard to ever say that. But then at this point, do you just say that this is seen as enough of an advantage? It really comes down to, like, what you weigh in the percentage to be. I'm not saying Beasty did not have a chance to come back here, right? That's not my point at all. But Wham definitely is ahead, no doubt. Like, I put it like 70, 75 probably. Maybe higher. Because, like, the thing that I'm struggling is, like, how you solve the food issue. The way you solve the food issue is very gamble. And I think, yeah, he's given default win. That's the correct call by him, I think. So Wham 1-0 up, which is totally fair in that situation. All right. So do we have... Wait, did he get the default win? I thought we did because he's on Holy Island. Let me check. Yeah, we're doing Holy Island. I just don't see a Civ pick yet. I can't see the snipe. They might be about to do it. Wait, are they re-in? They're still in the same picks, so I don't know. We'll see. BC's crashed against Wham before. Oh, are you talking about the infamous Roos Delhi game where, like, I feel like everyone who weighed in felt that was over. That was a long time ago, right? That was the Petito verdict thing. That caused, like, all kinds of controversy for different reasons than the game. Alright. We're just waiting for next game to begin. Look, we could switch back into Marine Lord Luciferon. You guys want to stick with Beasty now, right? I'm guessing? Beasty versus Wham. And yeah, it has been confirmed by scores. Wham got the win. Just checking draft now, because I'm assuming they're about to do the picks. We can switch to that now. If there's a way to continue the game from point of crash, the question would be redundant. Yeah, but this is the thing. Sadly, like, let's be totally real. We've all complained about this for years, and we've got no budge, no movement. I'm going to be real with you guys. That's an engine change I just don't ever see happening. You know, that's your wish list for AoE5 at this point. It sucks. It really does. But there's not a cajillion people picking up AoE4. There's no real justification for it. On a marketing level, like, I don't think Microsoft legit even gives a crap if, like, this happens in, like, an S-tier tournament. It doesn't register on their radar to care. It's ironic the things that do register on their radar and the other things that don't. So, like, for them, like, you could be in the grand finals and have to have a remake, and it could be, like, a decisive thing that just completely changes the game and the series and whatever. And it's just, like, it's not like when that happens in Counter-Strike and there's reports on, like, 15 different esports websites and, you know, 2 million impressions talking about it. It's small fries. Ibit's Order Dragon French Chinese. What map was it? Wait, wasn't this on Holy Island, right? So this is probably going to be... Do you snipe Chinese and snipe Ibit? Does it always seem like only Beasty crashes? Because he's like, he's the streamer, right? So it's like, it's visible more. That's inherently a thing, you know? Like you know when you see it in different scenes that like X player drops a slur, and there's probably a bunch of like other players that drop slurs, but they don't stream. So it's never seen. It's just that sort of thing. More eyeballs. Or like, we always talk about Marine Lord spawns, because we always see these great spawns. You don't say that for other players that get it as well. I think this favors Wham a lot. Ibids versus French. It's kind of weird. I think French have ways of doing it. Usually it's about playing into castle and arbitrary switch for late game, and they're actually pretty scary there. But I think this is water, if I'm not mistaken. If this is water, it makes things a bit different. Especially if he's doing the infamous Canadian build. You know, the one where you just set up like 2 docks with industry wing? It's like super spooky. Same amount of crash on other games too, but you just don't hear about it because no one makes a deal of it. Yeah, because, well, so like it's multiple details, right? Some players are inherently more rigid about giving the default win. And there's a trade-off and a balance to that. You might get more rules in your favor because you say, no, it's not default win in my eyes. But also it means more people, when they're against you, are going to argue to the absolute extreme the other way. An alternative route, I think, is like, I don't know. I feel like every time I sort with B is very honest about, it's like, yeah, I was behind. And like gives default wins. And I'm trying to think if it's played out the other way, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does for that reason, right? It always reminds me of a guy called PPD in the Dota 2 scene. So in Dota 2, you have a certain allotted amount of time for pausing. And once that time is up, the other team is allowed to say the game must continue and unpause. It becomes their discretion. Some teams have in the past given up their pause time to allow the other players to get their guy in. Really nice thing to do. But PPD was infamous for this, where he would just basically say, what's going on? And the moment he got an answer, he went, okay, your time is up. I'm starting the game again. And that was it. And that's fair. That's absolutely fine. The trade-off is, if you're ever in a bind, people are going to give you the middle finger as well. So that's why some people are a lot more lenient than others with that detail. And other people are hard asses. There's gives and takes. All right, here we go. So game number 2. Let me get Wham on the board with a point. In we go. Game number 2. And after another controversial crash, we have got Wham on the board 1-0 up. We head in to Coastal Cleft to see if this is going to be extended lead. Ibids versus French here. Camels against cavalry has to feel good, but there are ways that French can come out ahead if they can get deep into that game. And if there's anyone who knows how to get deep into that game, you got to imagine it's Beasty Cutie. Beasty, who's already kicking off with an injection of food by playing out onto the ball on this very small map. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Your daily dose of Age of Empires 4 action. As I say, a controversial one. It's going to be a controversial one because it's always, when you've got a streamer involved, it just... The fans are going to be there on it regardless. But I think in the end, Beasty was willing to accept. Wham had his number, and most people have that feeling when they're up against Malians. But French has been rising in popularity, and I mentioned that up against Ibids, there's ways for you to win by playing into the later phase of the game. Fun little fact. French players have started doing that again inherently, anyway, no matter the matchup. How does Wham want to play this? So at first I thought they were going to be playing Holy Island, which is a very different style of Ibids that Canadians have done before. Here, I would probably still be expecting camels. I think the thing that makes the opening of the game very annoying and frustrating for French is it feels almost impossible to give any sort of advantage over the French on the opening. If you go logistics wing, you can almost just tech without an outpost. I'm not even kidding, by the way. I've seen it. Because if you go for logistics, that gives you the 2 cambulances. And all you have to do is you sit one here and one here. And when the French knight comes in, you just get hit in the face and don't care. The villagers can't be reached, is the point. So we'll get a little bit of visibility on that, as the gold is now about to be dropped off. So Wham will be making his choice. Other possibilities here. Reinforcement, maybe. But there you go. Culture wing it is. So he's going to be getting the cambulances. That's going to give him healing in feudal age. A valuable tool when you consider you're up against French that also have that healing. And this is where it gets interesting, because now you have the potential for Desert Ridge play. Beasty has hunkered down on the ball. He hasn't gone for wheelbarrow in a rush, right? He'll start the tech up first, but then you can rush wheelbarrow. Does have some merit to it, but... What? Okay, hold on. This wasn't on the script. Let me just check page 5. Lecoq Sport is back, baby. When they're going to start sponsoring Age of Empires 4 events? Chamber of Commerce coming in. This is unusual. Historically, Beasty has been one of the players obsessed with making this work with very limited results, outside of maybe a map like Highview. The trade route also kind of sucks on this map. That's the trade route right there. That right there is your trade route. Which the Chamber of Commerce is already close. Even if you walk to the corner, you're not getting maximum distance trade, right? So it is a little bit unusual. Unusual could be what he needs here up against Camel Sith. My concern is this. Culturing logistics into Desert Raiders would allow Wham to just raid you north and south repetitively. So I'm wondering if instead BC's going to go archers and try to bulk trade, where you want to align your traders to come out at the same time as each other, so that when they're on the south side of your base, you position archers here, patrol, guard them down, and then position north when they move back. Does that make sense? Like, it's very weird. It's more micro-intensive, and you feel like you're suboptimal because you're wasting resources because traders are idle. But it would make defending the traders a lot simpler. Whereas instead, if you just start lobbing traders and they just all come out at their own time, you can only defend one group. You'll eventually have exposed traders. Okay, so Chamber of Commerce about to complete. We do have the wheelbarrows expected. Also has gone forestry because forestry is incredibly valuable here. It's so cheap. It's less than 50 resources. And as a result, you get 120 resource trade. All right, Cox versus Camels. Here we go. Dervishes are going to be able to scout it out. I think his scout actually already saw it. And Desert Raiders are committed to double stables, in fact. Makes sense. I like this. I actually think it makes so much more sense than archer ranges, because why would you build archers? Your opponent can build archers, so why would you build them as well? The alternative is your opponent builds archers, and now you have access to double horseman spam. Right? So if it's knights, Desert Raiders. If it's archers, horsemen. It's like a very underrated detail. When you think about what you want to do with Ibids, always remember this. Your stables and your archer ranges provide two very different types of units. It's an insane advantage because you're getting them out of the same building. You're saving 150 wood and you're saving the build time from a village. All right, Dervishes, I think he's going to go for the body block here. Wham's got the micro for it, but early pull away there. Well played by Beasty. Wheelbarrow has kicked in, so should be able to escape safely. Yeah, even used the scout to try and body block a chase in the Desert Raider. We do have Knight Archer production beginning here. And Trader, body block, body block. Oh, it doesn't quite work out there, Wham. His Dervish ended up on the south side, so we actually kind of pushed him further away. Oh, there's more coming. He does have the marketplace being prepped in the corner. Villager now sneaking out while all attention is on the front side. Now, the goal with this, by the way, is like at first you lose tempo, but given time, you will build a lot more knights because you've got gold. My concern is this. He's going horseman, and remember what he said. Wham could literally just spam horseman now. He's just going Desert Raiders. Are we just at that point where Desert Raiders are overtuned? Like, because realistically, is the play not just littering 3 or 4 horsemen? Maybe he doesn't see... He sees them coming out now, because the thought is like, if you add in 2 or 3 horsemen, these guys get stuck attacking horsemen, because when you engage with the Desert Raiders, just pull them back for a microsecond and then re-engage, and your opponent's going to be A-clicking the wrong unit. Micro-wise, it's a lot more chill for you. I like what Wham is doing here, by the way. He's trying to just get to the point where the moment an archer comes out, it dies, because he's spamming Desert Raiders. Problem is, he is backing off a little far each time. Yeah, just not in sync with the archer production rate. Right, they just keep coming out when he's moving away. It's quite fortuitous. I think it's just Wham's focusing on macroing for castle now. He's moved out to the very south side. And you can see that he is going food gold heavy. So that's when we're not going to be seeing Horsemen. He's just basically baiting and switching. Which, guys, I want you to think about how sucky this is going to feel for Beasty. Look at what he's been building. It's Horsemen archers. If you get any Lancers out, if you get Ghoulems out, Beasty doesn't have the answer. Now, it should be Knights. They will be Lancers, right? Because your opponent can still build Knights if you build Ghoulems. And he is going to catch the traders. This is the thing, right? Like, Beasty isn't ready to come out of the base. So at some point, you are going to catch traders because unlike a Dry Arabia-esque map, there's no pivot point. There's no secondary option. You can only trade with this. I think this is where Beasty's getting suspicious. He hasn't seen any more camels. He could be being baited, yes, but you've kind of got to gamble on this. The Chamber of Commerce has lost its advantage, right? Like, you've got 2 trays left. Not great. You have at least got French TC producing quicker, which is good. But a castle play would completely unravel you here. Wham. He's ready to pull the trigger. Now it's obvious. He just moved in. He saw the gold. Good strike in there. Finds himself a worker kill. Idles out just a little bit. But Wham can now be on his merry way. Moment of truth. Desert Raiders? Or there we go. Industry Wing. We are getting the switch up. Industry Wing has been taking over in a big way, guys. He could have went Grove to reset the worker situation, but Industry gives you bursts. You're now going to gather up for 2 minutes food and gold, and then you can drop 2 free extra stables, whatever you need, Raxes, Archer Rangers, or you can sell across wood for gold. There are options on the table. Not to mention selling the stone becomes viable, or just investing in a few outposts with Spirit emplacements, which would make it feel impossible for Beasty's army to dive your base. Healing in Feudal's nasty? Yeah, it's almost, well, ironically, this is the original Civ that healed in Feudal, so... Knight with the dive in, a bit too ambitious there. And the Shiv body block out. The villager a bit greedy running back, but... Dervishes. They're finally home. Workers are going to shift away. Wham. Gets out just in time with the wheelbarrow. Beasty knows what's going on. It's obvious now, right? You've seen the gold. You've seen the pullback. You've got a limited window to do damage. Realistically, you've got about minute and 45 to 2 minutes. Because after that, you'll have 3 Camel Lancers on the field, maybe a Sprint replacement, and then it gets brutal to dive in. All about finding that sweet spot. Wham can't build spears either. It's 17 archers. Death sentence to any spears you try to build. And we are getting the extra outpost, so it is going to be Sprint spams. Desert Raiders being cheeky. They have to edge it. They get a little bit too close, they're insta-killed like that. Got too close in range, right? Like, you're so limited on range, 3.5. What does BC do against Lancers? He's got a few spears, but that's it, right? Lancers are the problem. Remember, that's what we said, is like, heavily armored units are his nightmare. I would be flabbergasted if Wham built Ghoulems. Like, I would be bowing right now. Because it's kind of insane here, but also a big negative against French Knights. So I think he will just play it safe. Triple Lancer production. Archery is getting added in. And we have got double Springles. So this is his safe haven. Zen-like garden. Right? Must be Middle Eastern to enter. This is the inner sanctum of Mecca. Any European infidels show up, they're going to get booted out. Relics is a bit tricky, though. I've got to say, actually. Like, look at the spawn. That is an ass spawn, man. What? Every single relic feels untouchable. Which contradicts the advantage of fast castle Iobids with amulets. He's adding in the archers. Veterancy already on the way. Beasty's staying the course, and he's even adding in knights now. Tricky thing is, like, technically if Wham just gets mass archers together, you melt, right? He does need to fix the steeled arrow timing. Like, he's going under mesh first, but this is the tricky part. When you fast castle like this, Ivy players always neglect blacksmiths. It's not part of what's seen as an optimal build. We have got the first Camel Lancer sneaking in. Good call coming from Eagle. Eagle-eyed as he sees that the camels are just going to go for the poke. Feels gambling in some ways, but it's those Springald placements, I swear. I think it's on BC's mind as well. It's like, he probably has Springalds, and if I dive, I'm going to die. Camels are going to be creeping in. Workers could easily get chipped here. No one's home. -1 there. We'll now go after the traders because they are much slower to retreat. Formation shuffling doesn't work as well with them. Do you see the first knights coming up? You don't care about that. Camel Lancers destroyed that. And now the dive coming in. Here we go. No Springle placement on this tower, though. Village is going to shuffle over. Springle's about to be revealed. Their archers, only a handful of them right now. Dervishes are going to give some sustained power, though. And the Camel Lancers in a little bit deep. The Horsemen do brute force onto the archers. The Springle placement's trying to assist, but can he hold? Villagers on the gold. Need to get the hell out of here. The Dervishes are trying to hold their ground here, but the burst fire from the archers too high. And the Camel Lancers, they may have done some damage, but they're brutally needed back here. It's got, what, 2 Camel Lancers, 2 Desert Raiders. Now to dive past Wham's workers. Fleeing for their life here. We've moved past the Springles. It has cost Beasty dearly on the dive. It could easily cost Wham much more here. The idle eco is huge. Warlord comes around the back. That'll buy time, so villagers are able to retreat. Good job there. And Wham now also getting relics home because that dive opened up the map. We should be able to creep back to safety. So we have to really assess, what did Beasty achieve with this? You look at the worker kill count, not much. Idle time big, yes, but now you are still stuck in the feudal age. Your economy is spreading wider, which is getting exploited by these Camel Lancers. And you just saw how Spruner placements can break these dive strats in games. 9 worker lead does seem like a lot, yes, but you have to remember he has to crack castle. It's just so brutal, man. And with the villager pathing, we see all the time where they slither through or they shuffle and they move a bit faster. Even with archers, sometimes it feels difficult to gap close. I do respect the fact that BC doubled down here. I think after that type of dive, if you just try to go for a tech now, you're going to die, right? And this is sucky for him because, you know, he's scaling into some knights, but the reality is your opponent has Camel Lancers. You can't just be about knights. You can't say, okay, I'm going to just build knights and go castle. Speaking of those Camel Lancers, they're creeping in again. Horseman should be able to get the finishing touch. Nicely played there. Every little helps here. Wham still needs to find a way back out of food. This is almost drained, and oh my god, we didn't even talk about this in the spawn, right? Like, this is horrible. We noticed that Beasty was leaning here, and we focused on the relics, which is important, but the food is the other kick to the nuts here. Upside for Wham is going archers is not food heavy. Downside is it feels like the only thing you can really scale. You can get a few Camel Lancers, but not a lot. Not unless he adds in farms. It's got more dervishes. Second relic is on the way home. Yeah, so in a weird way, he is at least getting something. These type of raids, like the idle time and also the attention. That's going to be a lot of people to wall up. Spears will eventually punish him for this. Camel Lancer, let's change targets. And the dive in again. This might be the one. Beasty, a few knights, that's heavy damage on the workers. Their archer count still underwhelming. And the gold has ran out now. This is a clutch attempt at a warlord to save time. Dive comes through. Beasty looks for the kill. Gets it just in time. But the workers are idle. This has to be over. Can we just agree? I don't know if I'd say it was about the Chamber of Commerce, but Chamber of Commerce won. Beasty done it, man. Spear Archer Mass looking pretty succulent here. The early dive didn't look like it fully paid off. But I think for Wham, he just didn't find the Camel Lancers he needed. Beasty done a good job of evading that with his worker force. And also not overstaying his welcome, right? When he rotated around that tree line, the worst thing he could have done is went in again. The choice to back off, rebuild, and realize that everything was on the left side of the base. Everything was still blocked for the next several minutes of Wham was key to this success. Beasty, with over a 20 eco lead now, no doubt about it. He's even got more farms than the guy who has no food access. We will be diving the Spruan placements again. The Beasty, he's even prepping rounds now. Because at this point, like, you'd be like, surely Beasty tech's up now, right? He's 25 workers up. And Wham has 25 more idle. Nope. It's still going. Teching up is for pussies. You got the win, end the game. I mean, technically, it's much easier to end the game in Castle. But he doesn't want to give even a chance for Wham to move out. And this is the gamble. If you're Wham right now, look at your vision. What's your assumption? Your assumption has to be, okay, he's teching now. He threw away his army to keep me in my base. He's teching now. He's in for a rude awakening. Knights are going to split off. Outpost is going up, but slowly. The Knights, they see it. GG straight away. Beautiful read by Beasty. Clean execution. The Chamber of Commerce baited out exactly what he needed and allowed a non-cavalry priority comp to beat the Iobans. If you're struggling with IU, this is, I think, a hard strategy to execute. May not work at your ranks because I think it requires like your opponent to be thinking on like a Conqueror level. But a sick idea all the same. Props to Beasty for the win. Dude, that was sick. That was actually a sick game. It legit looked like that after that initial dive, you're like, oh, Beasty didn't get enough. And you're like, he's going to go in again, right? But like, shout out to him. Genuinely resisting the temptation, the urge to dive in, I think is why that worked so well. It was a psyop. That actually might be the name of the video. I like that. Oh, man. Yeah, I like that one. All right. Let's have a look and see what the boys are drafting next. Only trades were free from Tex. I think he built a few traders as well. I felt like he had more. Maybe I'm wrong. You can't fault it, man. That was a sick game. Next up, Wham chose All the Dragon Japanese. He gets Japanese. Beasty tried Chinese Golden Horde. He gets Chinese. Is this Gorge? That kind of sounds like Gorge to me. Let's have a look. God, this is a good song. Oh, it's Socotra. What? Dude, this is going to be fun. This is going to be so much fun. What? Yes. Socotra, China? Was it China versus Japanese, I said? You got to be thinking Barbican with China, right? But that's like weird to be going Barbican first. You wouldn't normally do it. I think the game literally just starts. So we'll be hopping in a second. I'm intrigued, man. I am very intrigued by this. All right, here we go. Let's get predictions up. Did I not have that, Socotra? I'll have it now. Let's go! Wait, what? You not downloaded? Dude, why is the mod system in this game so ass? Okay, there we go. This is kind of wacky. It's not what you would have expected. Folks, we were in Socotra and China that years ago would have been a lock-in pick for this map, typically reserved elsewhere. Beasty digs in to the deep parts of the brain to try and come out ahead here with a Chinese pick up against Wham's Japanese. We are on one of the tiniest maps that exists in competitive Age of Empires 4 right now. You're stuck on a tiny island with one board between you, and it's a game of here, piggy, piggy. Let's see what's going to happen between the top-ranking Canadian player and the top-ranking Serbian player. Let's go. This one's going to be cool. So we have got the ball pull coming in nice and early. A little bit of tug-of-war here as Beasty is trying to grief the play, but also force his opponent to be closer to his side. In the end, though, there's no denying it. That ball should be coming back towards him a little bit. This is key. Now, what I'm curious about in this game was whether Beasty was going to try for a Barbican play to grief it. But you can see he already has no Taxman. And because he has no Taxman, this has to be an Imperial Academy play. It wouldn't make sense otherwise, right? So he will be allowed the ball unless the villagers creep out at the perfect moment. Oh my god, he milked it. He actually milked it. He allowed Wham to take the boar, i.e. take the damage on the workers, and then comes in with the fastest building civ to rush an outpost to strip him of all control. It's so filthy. It's like, oh yeah, thanks, man. This looks delicious. You know what it's like? You ever had someone just sit down at your table and you don't even know the person? They're talking to you like, yeah, oh wow, so what do you do for it? And then your fries in front of you, they go in and you ordered fries, but there's one curly. They take the curly fry. Beasty's that guy right now. You don't even know him, yet he's at your table talking to you, eating your food. If you guys watch Practical Jokers, where they do that as one, where he sits down at a random person's table and starts eating their pizza. Beasty just done that to Wham. Oh, that's brilliant. And now, Wham, he's going spears, but, like, what's the point in this? You can't really block gold. It's hard to contest an outpost. I guess he's playing off the fact that Beasty should realistically just be going for a tech now, so he won't mirror spears because he didn't have an Imperial official. This just feels weird, though. What's up, Teach? Appreciate you. Welcome back to Swarm, bud. He's gonna go for an outpost. Hold on. That's a little bit too close, isn't it? Actually, no. I think he's got the perfect distance. Except for that! A reactionary outpost, the torches come out. Like, that many villages, you're not gonna stop it, though. Look at it. This is what I mean. Any other civ, sure, that tower's gonna struggle. But against China? Have you not seen how many mega cities they build per year? Come on. Wait, force him to build another one. Get the triangle strat. Triangle of outposts, come on. Oh, Beasty, he's got the wood, he's got the wood. He's not going to go for it. There we go. So cloudy. He'll still build it quicker. It doesn't matter about the spear dive. He's going to try to go for the injured, maybe. Ooh, doesn't get it. No kill for him. Garrison can come through. And look at the worker health. He could go. These are the ball workers. Switches target now. Gets the one. Gets away. This is why I love Socotra. It is such a scrappy map. There's no room to sit back and do nothing. We're 4 minutes into the game. And we have 4 outposts in the center of the map. We have an outpost per minute for this game. It's brilliant. Looks like he's going to hang around with the sheep carcass. Because you need to keep a few villagers here to stop your opponent burning through this. I love how, after Socotra being added to the game years ago, we still just get new and different games all the time. Can we just appreciate that? Oh my god. Okay, so what do you do now if you're Wham? Because your tech speed's going to be worse, no? Like, your villagers are useless here. It's going to leave him for wood, okay. You have a... PC's got 15 on food. His tech timing should be a lot quicker. Like, a lot quicker. Because he also builds the tech up quicker. Imagine if he just fords a Barbican. No. We're not getting Barbican. If we were, you'd probably preempt a Taxman by now. And Sheep Hall. Oh my god! He destroyed him. This is brutal. It's 21 to 10 sheep. Because remember, Wham pulled his scout at the beginning. Spent a lot of time on that. I mean, Beasty's scout was there too. I'm still trying to fathom how he got this far ahead. Imperial Academy now on the way. I think this might be GG in like 2 minutes, man. I guess Wham, like, he has got a good berry spawn, actually. Very good berry spawn. But you don't have the boar. Your opponent could easily resecure the boar. You've got 1 outpost out there. And you don't have the stone to fortify it either. Nani? Wham goes for the Coca Township. He doesn't even opt for the food on a limited food map. This is freaking crazy. The Ninja on Socotra. A rarely seen piece of the equation. Especially when you talk about the food we talked about for him, right? Like, It's good in that all the food is close together, but it's also bad in the exposed economy. Holy. Logwood gathering. So BC is just going archers, right? Most probable here. You could go stables as well, but the opponent already has racks to make. Okay, he's going racks at the beginning. So like racks archery? That would make a lot of sense. Would be a good thing for him as well because it's Coca. Like my instinct is it's going to be archers because he's still got 16 on wood. Okay, switch to 12. There's still definitely more production coming. So spear production begins. That'll be his burn through to resecure the core. Smart. And there's the archer range follow-up. Wham's reaction was it going to be Yumi? I'd assume Yumi plus Shinobi. Yep, double archery. Because the thing is, like, you know, you're assuming your opponent's probably going to go spears to resecure this anyway because he wants the food. And you've already got Shinobi to contest spears. But, like, the whole idea here is your opponent's probably going to go, like, archers mixed in as well. And Yumi massing is really safe for, like, if you need to transition castle in 4 or 5 minutes, Yumi actually scale really well into the castle age. Also, just impressive raiders, right? They have great dive speeds. So, wait, was it about sabotaging the outposts? Because it's tricky. Yeah, with workers nearby, they can just repair. Oh, that's sick. He was going to keep just in and outing. He was going to play whack-a-mole, so he'd wait for sabotage and then pull the shinobi to burn again and then go back in. That's actually pretty giga-brain. Tricky part, though, is because there's villages here, it kind of doesn't work. They'll just keep repairing. So you force idle time. That's good. The question now is it worth it versus having farms? Spear's now moving in for the production line. Interesting. So he actually done this to hide the strat. He could have went through the center. It would have been quicker, but he didn't want to reveal what he was doing yet. Problem is, he just revealed mass spears into Yumi. So Wham will get the pushback. BC's now also going for an archer ship. He's trying to snipe the backside gold. Surprised Beasty didn't try to burn down the outpost, actually. The ball is just such a superior gathering rate, and it barely got touched, right? He only ate 500 of the 2,400 food. Would 9 spears be good enough? It's not a fortified outpost. Maybe he thought it was going to be rushed, and that's why he's a bit scared. Sometimes you feel safer just bulking enough to guarantee the kill, but the problem is, like, now there's no horseman yet. He doesn't want to build more spears. I say yet, because we do have Wham actually adding in the stables. Moving across the stone now. Smart play. He wants to kind of get techs, and this is one way to get a little bit of gold, trickle extra. And you can use the stone. Fortification's not a bad idea here. Not to mention the daimios. If you're going mass Yumi, you need to think about that bannerman time. So this will give him access. Yumi just going to be creeping in. Beasty doesn't have mobility. No horseman. The archer ship play did at least idle out the gold, sure. But, like, you know, the problem is you now need an answer to these outpost defenses. And it is going to be the ram. The permanent answer. How did you guys gamble on this one, by the way? Beasty, Wham, a 78% to Beasty. I'm not surprised after that opening, but I'm going to be honest here. I quite like Wham's army comp. Position, not so much, but the idea I'm actually a big fan of here. Fortification's going to come in. That's going to buy vital time. And he does get the burn again. Goes to the finishing touch. Yumi now with a dive. A fortified outpost to anchor around. Spears. They go in. They do get the shinobi straight away. It's going to be a dive pass. Yumi. Stand their ground. Spears have to retreat. The ram still hasn't been answered, though. The horsemen aren't trying to attack it right now. It is going to be a migrate of the area. Villagers and ninjas have to run. Military count is similar, though. Beasty's lost practically all the spearmen, and there are more horsemen coming, so that's going to force a reinvest. Outpost, however, is gone. So that threat point removed by Beasty. Well played there. He now has double outpost in the vicinity. No stone, so no hand cannon slits, though. But, big but, and I cannot lie, that ball gathering rate is going to be succulent. That's going to be like, you know, slow roasted pork ribs. Boneless ones at that. And the stone gathering is coming in. So he is going to anchor with the emplacements. Wall up. Daimyo on the way. So we have Yumi Bannerman soon. The question is, are we going to try and find a tech? Sometimes castle is kind of a given because you can't quite finish your opponent. But with the way both these players are scaling army, it's not that simple. Mass archers can just dive through the base and do a lot of damage in and out. Because like the difference here compared to like a Dry Arabia, there's no way to quickly run your villagers to hide. It's much harder to smuggle information on this map. Beasty is trending into castle, but the difference is that it's earned. 2 worker kills, boar gathering, a lot of tick boxes as to why he can accrue extra resources. All well-cooked ribs are boneless? Is that true? Well, that was like a technology some guy created. It just sucks the bones out. A little bit annoying from Shinobi, but nothing major. Beasty. 41 archers is a pretty scary defense force. Wham doesn't have that many Yumi. And only 5 horsemen as well. Let's look to move in. And the army... Wait, they went back for the Shinobi. Hold on. Doesn't really have the burn power here. Spear's going to commit. Army's not too far off, but Beasty could end up losing a worker or 2 here. You need to be at the ready. Shot should be coming out now. Gets the snipe on 1. Gets the second. Nicely played there. So, balances out the economy game. Beasty, though, the impressive part, has military lead, but also has a huge bulk reserve for castle. It's not far off now. Archers are going to keep trading this area. The hand cannon slits makes this difficult to dive. Wham needs horsemen. He's got the food income to allow for it to a certain extent. Beasty slowed down his food eco, but that's because he was moving across here. The taxmen are doing weird things. Like, what? We've got 4 imp officials, and 2 of them are just overseeing things. It's like that foreman guy that, like, at the end of a 12-month process, walks through and goes, "That's a pretty solid structure. Yeah, I think we're approved." And then just walks back to the office for a cup of tea. Right, here we go. Beasty's ready for attack. Now, this is scary, guys. China is one of the fastest upgrading civs in the game, not only in building their landmark, but in getting their veteran civs. Supervision accelerates it. I still personally don't know why. I feel like production speed of units is fine, but the research speed is crazy. He's got 37 archers that he can upgrade just like that. This is a problem, because Wham hasn't even started saving for attacker. If he gets the timing right on a dive, maybe. He needs more horsemen. 5 horsemen isn't that scary. On approach, he'll probably lose 3. And the clock tower's coming, which is a sick read here. Everyone always goes Imperial Palace, but on Socotra, it's different. You're both playing mass infantry. It's a choke point-oriented map. There's not much to hide behind or retreat towards. Nest of Bees gets great value fast. That'll be the first thing he queues up if he's got the gold for it. Beasty is going to shuffle back towards the TC. Loses the worker for it. Yumi can't really stay here, though. He hit the wrong side. He gambled a fitty-fitty. I mean, he couldn't really reach this side. So Beasty, with the age up, veterancy now queued 22 seconds away. And Wham's gold, destitute, doesn't exist. His food is great, but his gold is lacking, which tells you he was trying to invest more for a push. Archer's going to cut this off. We'll just look for a bit of snipage. Archer ship is mirrored, but hold on a sec. He could harass this gold. It's actually worth it if he realizes Beasty. He hasn't turned, though. Wait, Beasty? Okay, that's just a spit in the face. He was going to win that fight anyway. He gets rid of the archer ship. There was no harassment at all onto the gold. Still, land is looking good for Beasty. 37 veteran archers and ranged armor 2 on the way. He just queued up the first lancers. Oh, no. I struggle to see the way for Wham. It's such a hard map to now sneak a tech up. You could try it on the north. Problem is, Beasty's checking that for food right now. Rotates in, does see the workers moving away. Yumi are going to have to defend this. Horsemen, irrelevant against their archers. Few spearmen there to make it even simpler. Flowing Gate rushed with 21 behind the small stealth forest. But this is a gamble. And he's losing money fast. Like going up the table like, I'm only going to gamble 5%, but you keep gambling on 36, and the roulette table ain't ever going to hit it. GG comes through. A sick Chinese revelation on Socotra to crush. And big shout out for that triple outpost secure that was so critical to this game outcome. That was a cool game. With China, why go archers instead of Chignu? Because Chignu requires Barbican. Barbican is going to cost you 600 resources. 600 resources equates to about like 6-7 units less. Right? And if you're worried about spears, archers deal with that. And like if you're worried about Yumi, the problem you run into there is that Chu get outran by Yumi. So you can't catch them. Archers, yes, Yumi are faster, but it's a negligible speed difference, especially on a map like that. It's all timing. Your tempo sucks by comparison. Just checking now for the next game. Boys should be drafting momentarily. Let me see where we're going. Okay, so next up, Wham tried Abbasid Shushi. Abbasid got sniped. Beasty tried Tuklak Jean. Tuklak got sniped. I think we are going to Frisian Marshes. That is a Frisian draft, if I've seen one. Let me see. Has to be Frisian, right? I don't. Does anyone have the full Civ draft? I don't, because we were meant to be doing Luciferon Marine Lord until Marine Lord forgot to make the game public. And then Poor fans of Marine Lord Luciferon series, by the way. They couldn't even watch his view in Game 2, because in Game 2, he left the screen on his cat. I don't know. Maybe we go back and check that one later. Because I believe it's these series playing, and then tomorrow is lower bracket of group stage. So after these series are done, we can hop across and check out another one, basically. Oh, damn. My throat's a bit rough. Oh, music. Ah, is that the draft? Thank you very much. Let's have a look. Do you have map draft as well? Map draft is the one I really want of what we're talking about. Come on, spoil me. Dude, a Roos pick. Wait, hold on a sec. What year is it? Roos has just been kind of ignored by most players, actually. Wham has historically liked them quite a lot, though. Tuklak, Golden Hordes, Macedonians. I don't know. I kind of like Wham's draft a bit more. Japan and Malians have a lot of cool flex. Malians are just like the Giga pick, as we've seen, right? And Abbasid, I think Abbasid is like an interesting one to me. Because it got let through here, right? Oh, no, it got sniped. Yeah. I'm not surprised it would get sniped against Wham. Wham and Poppypaw, if you're looking to learn how to play Abbasid right now, I don't think there's any better players in the game for learning Abba from. Like, they genuinely are the best. It's scary how viable they make that Civ look. BC's playstyle is one of the most fun to watch. Vortex, BC, and B. Like, yeah, B... I think the matchup I always say is, like... It's been weird recently, actually, because I think they stopped scrimming as much. B and Anatan, like a year ago, used to be, without a doubt, hands down, the most entertaining matchup in Age of Empires 4. You felt like they were just playing for fun, but they were actually competing. And what I mean by playing for fun is all these crazy fun strategies were coming out. More recently, I'd say B and Anatan usually stomp one way or the other, which is weird. Score is 2-1 Beasty. Yeah, we're going to, but I'm not updating it on the leaderboard because when we get in game, we don't know which side they're on. So it's like, I could easily put 2 and then we can get in game, it could be on the other side. Because I don't have a fancy overlay anymore. That got taken away. Creator's creating interesting avenues. I think Creator's getting there. It's just like his overarching, like the baseline gameplay mechanics are next for him, right? Creator has creative strategies But now it's just making sure like your rigid fundamentals are up to the par of your top 10 players in the game. Who's updating the Wikipedia page? A drunk guy. Marine Lord Luciferon's going all the way, dog. Actually, we shouldn't look at this. It's spoiling things. Who's got puppy paw annotated afterwards? Alright, the boys ready? They are. Dude, the thing updates so slow. Like, what the hell? What's the hell? Grab back 1 sec. uBlock? I've got uBlock. I just don't, like, I had the wrong browser open. Basically, I used Opera GX for everything, but the problem is right now it has, like, this weird thing on AO2CM where the color flags is wrong. All right. Let's update this. Beasty in the lead. It's time to find out who's greenest. Who is the owner of the swamp? One and all, welcome back to the channel. Beasty versus Wham. Here to give you a daily dose of Age of Empires 4 action. Jean Dark from Beasty up against Wham Shushi after his ambassadors were banned away, and for good reason. He is a force to be reckoned with on the Frisian marshes. Instead, we get to see Shushi that can actually prove to be quite a spicy cavalry spam civ on a map full of ponds. Beasty already now moving out. We'll be looking to the ponds early on. We're going to do a little bit fast forward because we're about a minute and a half away from live. But this has been a cool series so far, man. These two have delivered some very intriguing strategies in this tournament series. We're here with the EWC group stage as opposed to World Cup because it's the closest the Age of Empires gets to EWC. Oh, sorry. That was a kick to the nuts, wasn't it? Maybe next year. But Shushi, No. Guys, he didn't pick this because this is guaranteed. You don't always get this spawn. That's dirty. What? This is like the dream on this map. And he's against a civ that doesn't spear rush, remember? I mean, we've seen Jean do it a few times, but I don't think you try to do it against Shushi. Funnily enough, Shushi is going to do it to him. No Myriad dot play out of Wham. No rushed feudal. Instead, we are getting Dark Age spear rush. Our predictions already coming in. People already shifting over to the Wham side after seeing this. I mean, why not? Right, Beasty's already heavily invested on the fishing front. He is going to rush across the gold. Not being overly greedy here. Double dot play is pretty much just a death sentence for you. Wham, is he supervising? He is. He's supervising the spears. So this is really cool, but you want to make sure you keep pivoting back and forth. Yeah, don't spend too much time supervising because you're wasting food income. Like, it's cool to get the burst timing, but this is really micro-intensive where you're like, okay, food's ready, switch supervise, get him out, and then switch back to supervise on the mill. So you're balancing getting extra food with getting faster spear production. Beasty has got the gold necessary, so tech up available. And the final choice, yeah, 66% in favor of Wham. I mean, you just know this spawn's going to be good for it. Remember, he's going to get over 100 resources off of his feudal landmark when he builds it. And here's the funny thing on the timing, guys. Look at the macro. Wham, because of the superior food income in the opening, is going to mirror the tech timing, but he will build it quicker than Jean can. That's a bit worrisome here. And the dog is going to get burnt down, surely. Wait, where's the fourth spear? Am I blind? Oh, no, he's already there. Wait, where's the... So just very delayed placement. Okay, yeah. So he didn't rush up to 6, right? He prioritized the meditation garden. He's come across now with the shift. He'll win this race. It's not just because he's got one more worker. It's because Shushi builds anything quicker than standard workers. Same with China. And the time is going to be like, what? Beasty's going to need probably about 30 more seconds for a tech up. Actually, more than that, like 35, 40. That's more than enough time for these guys to burn down a dock. Did you guys know that, like, I don't know how many people, newer players, these docks used to have less health. They got a buff a long time ago to stop this type of crap happening. I think at one stage they were 1250 health, then they became 1500 health. And up to 1750, yet still undeniable. Or route. Deniable in this situation. The kill is undeniable. It's going to be a move out for the pond play now by Wham. Meditation Garden is complete, and it is luxurious for sure. John almost complete with the tech up here. Spears are even going to get the fishing boat. That's big. Because the thing is, if Beasty can keep all the fishing boats alive and push this away, he can just keep gathering food. So when he eventually drops the dock again, he immediately would inject 120 food. Really key to try and get rid of these things. Wham, he actually has found the sweet spot. Yeah, they're pushing each other. That's a 6 split. He's going to get both. No, surely not. One spear's idle right now. John is level 2, so she's about to come here with the melee. And Beasty... If the priority burner came in there instead of being split, that's a death. But he's baiting him. Yeah, there we go. So he gets the kill. John is here, but that's a double kill extra on the fishing boat. Should have only been the 1. So well micro by Wham. What a 6 split. That was incredible. Now he can go for fishing. Beastie is going to go for the redock, but this is painful, man. So your loss there is huge. That is 400 resources? 425 resources lost on that dock play. It also feels sucky because you had to add in another house at home instead of having the dock, which, remember, French docks do give you population space. Thank you, mate. Good to be back. Notice your casting's been a little bit low energy compared to KP Mem days. I think it's like... It depends on whether we're doing tournament play. Also, it's like early phases. Also, yeah, there's no denying there's been a lot of draining this year. Also, I'm genuinely going through very big health changes in my life at the moment, which, I don't know, I haven't watched that many of my casts at the moment. Maybe that's affecting it. Maybe I've just seen everything. Scout just being a little bit annoying. Oh, that was a cool idea, but good reaction. Wham was hoping that BC was on autopilot and would chase him away. Spear will not be able to get the kill. I love the shivs out just to guarantee that the worker doesn't die. Not complete. Second one's already in line for Wham, though, and he is up 3 fishing boats. This opening pond is the difference. So many spears as well. 13 already. BC's going to need to start considering archers soon. I don't know how you just raw knight this. It's kind of ballsy as well, because usually this map, this is a cavalry meta map. Because you build all these ponds up, you need to have speed to react. But Wham doesn't care about speed. He cares about brute force. Yeah, he's looking to overwhelm. 13 spears and scaling now. A little bit of a weird dive. Greedy dive, actually, from Wham. Wait, did he just lose track of the... Wait, what? Wait, what? He actually got it. Okay, it's going to be a balanced exchange. That's just going to be better for Beastie, I think. It was almost 3 spears for 1 knight, which is equal, but these guys are practically dead. Like, actually, in a weird way, it's better for Beastie he didn't kill those spears. Because now, if Jean runs into them, that's 1 cleave and 16 XP. So it was clearly intentional. I don't know about that, but it actually works out nicely for him. What isn't working out nicely is his rigidness around switching off of knights. Wham is expecting him to build archers. Like this is the thing. Wham's read is correct that like this is the stage where you anticipate someone responding to the speed. There is 0 response out of these. There we go. He's got archery coming now. Wham's read is so on point. He even has ranged armor coming. Which, you know, even if there weren't archers, would be great for diving down the line as well. Sorry, I don't know why I just made Age of Empires 1 noises. He actually... No, there's no way. That's a dead villager. That has to be. Yeah, he's going to get the touch. Bye. Sayonara. So Knight Archers versus Spear Horsemen. Wham actually did slow down the Horsemen because I think he was just kind of in disbelief like, wait, so he's not building Archers at all? Okay, I'll just build more Spears. So maybe there is a window that Beastie can tap into here. He has done a good job of sneaking the corner dock, which is way too far away from Spears. I think the cool thing about like Beastie now leaning even more into fishing is Wham's comp doesn't do well with having to go to the other side of the map. That's his weakness. His comp is very good at poking the main base and stopping the first 2 to 3 ponds. But the next 4 are so far out there. It feels like a stretch. I wonder if Beasty's going to go for pause now. Well, there's a little bit of calm. Might be a good timing. Just get that XP inject before a big fight happens. Because the thing is, Wham, like the gambling element of what he's doing here is Melee very much struggles to trade without dying. That's key against Jean. That puts you in range. Like, if a ranged unit is on the edge of the fight and dying, for example, for a start, it's harder for ranged units to die in a lot of situations, but also it's harder for Jean to get XP and be in range. She also can get threatened. And, oh, no. Beast. No! -2 knights for nothing. Yeah, the downside of this melee blob is, like, technically you can get kited and feed Jean because of it. So he has to balance that out. And it looks like Wham is now looking for the switch up into tube. Fishing advantage still exists for Wham, by the way. Man, the difference Jean versus French makes, right? Like, French in a certain way, you can kind of be a bit more chill about not getting all the pawns up in a rush because more villages. But for Jean, the urgency is there. Too many consecrations so far. Spears are going to get found. Some free XP. I think the goal for Wham now is, like, instead of going after the fishing, he's thinking about the base. The gold placement is both on the ford, so if you can block that, you can starve your opponent. Wait, is he going to bait him out? Oh, no, don't chase. Don't chase. Don't chase. Oh, no. Wham's going to bait him. And the stealth forest. Oh, come on. He gets away. Has he got chivalry? He hasn't got chivalry yet. Okay, so that's pretty rough. That was sick, actually. Wham. It's just these small details. It feels like he's outplaying in the right moments. Like, Beasty's attention just getting stretched a little bit thin here. And are you kidding? He snatched it. Hey, man, if you can't run out this far with your army, run out this far with your workers, you know? So that's actually a really important lead. It's already huge, 4 fishing boats up, but this now extends the possibilities because it means that Beasty's ceiling is inherently lower. Beasty can be slower to dock, but if he docks, he'll still have the same amount of food as you. If you're taking his docks away, it's double the difference, right? Because it's you getting food and him now missing out. Great find. Stops that pond play again. Gets another worker kill. And remember, the difference here is that Wham hasn't done your atypical horseman build. He hasn't spammed them up to go kill all the docks. He's just finding these ins and outs when the workers are about. Beasty about to show us what he's about. He goes on the aggression. Horsemen are rotating back. He's looking to square up. And for good reason. Mathematically, from here, it should be Wham trending ahead. Trying to think, like, what is the move now? If you're Beasty, one big fight, melee Jean level 3, pretty big. Not going to get it, though. Mount the Academy's coming. The thing I was going to say is, like, even if you get melee Jean, it's so many spears, you can still just die. Regardless of the advantages of tier 3, there is a big negative there against spearmen. So on the polarizing things, like, your opponent already wants spears because you're going to build knights. And you know tier 3 has his ops, but that is one of the big downs. And the weird thing is, like, your advantage would then be, hey, I can build champions. I can just get my footmen. They're really good. But, like, when do you build racks in Age 2 here, Jean? Not very often. So tech up completes. This is going to be scary. Veterancy. Locked in a minute, but he can accelerate that. And he is starting to push forward. Only the horseman right now. Does feed a little bit of XP over. Beasty is also playing for attack now. This should be a standard guild hall. And Wham. Now just prepping Lancer crossbows. So not rushing Monastery, it seems. He's playing for a direct fight. And trying to deny it on the dock. Actually stop it, though. Like, the problem here of hanging around, you know the spears are in the neighborhood. Why is the gameplay a slight bit blurry? Welcome to bitrate limitations. You will literally get this on any stream. Ours tends to look a bit better because we zoom in more. Chug also getting upgraded, which makes sense. You're up against a lot of archers here. I think range 2 is the real kick to the teeth. Beasty's going to feel pretty invalidated on damage output. Also, night count. Like, give it literally 1 minute, and Wham could be nibbling at your heel on the night count. Because remember, Beasty can't keep building knights. He's building the tech up. Actually, the weird part is he's not reinvesting knights right now, so we should be seeing an arbitrary switch. What's he up to? He's holding so much resource on reserve, actually. Yeah, there you go. It's arbitrary. All right, this is cool. Arbors are the answer to mass mimmin. Like, this is how Jean and French eventually slip ahead in this. Is like, usually Shushi bulks and bulks and bulks on this map. But not a lot of players think about the farm transition. At least Wham and Puppy Paw have noticed this. Like, on Shushi, they get these positions and they look to just kind of overwhelm you by using the limited resources. The downside is eventually that's going to run out. The cool thing about Arbitrary is it's a defensive way to scale, so you don't feel pressured. It's very hard to lose them in fights as long as you don't overextend. And when you talk about reaching later in the game and talk about Imperial Age, what's going to feel better, 50 Spearmen or 30 Arbitrary? It's the Arbors. They have Gambesons, which gives them melee armor. They're a range unit, and they're a range unit that has ranged resistance. This is actually very reminiscent now of the Marine Lord game up against Puppy Paw, if you guys remember. That game where Marine Lord looked like he should be cinching it easy peasy on Frisian marshes. Oh, sorry, Puppy Paw looked like he should, but Marine Lord snuck an Imperial play and started to draw it back off of the siege plus the Arbors. Genuinely could see something similar here, folks. Look at the gathering. It's 18 on gold. He's got 1,600 food. Beasty is playing for the Imperial. Wham is playing out to Boar. He's playing out to Sacred Site. Hasn't even started that timer yet. Villager's going to get scared away. Beasty is having to square up here. Wham's advantage in terms of raw mass isn't as big as you'd think, actually. And the army value, yes, it's favorable to Wham, but never underestimate the Jean factor. She's close to level 3. He's going to need it fast, though. 13 crossbowmen would be enough to put her in the ground straight away. A reminder, crossbowmen at this stage, they are doing 23 damage before reduction, so each crossbow shot is going to end up doing 20 damage to Jean. So you only need 12 to kill. He's got enough. Once you get level 3, very different, because then you get range reduction. A few Lancers are going to slip through. Looks like he finds Beasty's gold gathering. And Beasty does not want the fight. He hasn't noticed yet. Oh, does pull away now. That's still going to be minus a few workers, though. And unlike French, you can't afford those type of losses. Flash now coming in, Spears. It's going to be a choke point defense. Beasty wants to try and stop the Spears from surrounding. Difficult to do, though, because the concave is beginning to happen here. Range upgrade is now going to be there as level 3 Jean connects, but the problem is the crossbows have already done the damage. She can't hang around for long here. Champions are going to be summoned. Not many Lancers in there, but the backline of Chug and crossbows is of concern. Jean gets sniped low. She's 0 HP. No freaking way. Rejuvenation now coming in. Front line is faltering for both players, but the Night Wave now coming through for Beasty is going to clutch up. Wham has to leave. What? 0 HP, Jean. From the grave, middle fingers for the rejuvenation to give that guaranteed pushback now. Just a few cavalry units. Jean is now going to go down, but she's done everything she needs to in that fight. It's not like keeping her alive there immediately is going to get you level 4. Buys you a bit of absorption, gives you a bit more push, a bit more bite. And always remember behind this, Beasty has got that guild hall rumbling. Only 520 food, but it accelerates fast. We already knew that he wanted to kind of sliver towards Imperial eventually. I mean, makes sense with this. Now you get like 30 arbitrary, 40 arbitrary. Imp seems possible. Instead, I think Beasty's now trying to end the game off of what happened. 12 horsemen in queue. This is a dirty timing. The scary part is, look at Wham's play. It's actually kind of the play of someone a little bit crazy. You're up against 30 plus arbitrary, and he's adding in mass lances. Not your usual, but I think the idea, yeah, raid. Like, hey, my opponent can't stay in the corner for long. He's got to come out for more. I mean, look at the gold right now. Beasty should be seeing this. He's going to move away, but towards the front line where his army is. Lancers, oh, they do go in for the dive? Wait, what? That was a little bit weird. One kill and then just default formation. No textiles, so it's going to be a few losses. Within the threshold, within tolerance range here. Wham. He wants to try and eke out more time with this. He's also going towards Wolf. Both of them just thinking about that back line. How do I deal with it? How do I remove it? Answers. May want to start backing off now. With more arbors arriving, it's just not worth it anymore. Beasty's still posturing. Army definitely bigger, no doubt about that. And this defensive fight is the quality that I'm worried about. It's a lot of lances. John does get the rejuvenation, barely survives the crossbow wave. Clash coming in. She can't hang around though. She's almost down. Pavis Dropper's going to be there, but I'm worried about these lances and the horsemen. Beasty can't retreat. The crossbows are too slow. He has to stand his ground and do the best he can. Jean is still lingering around trying to milk XP, but no doubt about it. She's going down. The armors are going down. It's a Fatty Arbuckles moment for Wham. Now, talk about a crazy breed. Both of them playing the horseman, but that surge timing that Wham has with the supervision, just giving him that thrust to now move out and push Beasty all the way into a corner when he doesn't have much food. Spear spam as well, like spear, horseman, spear, horseman, spear, horseman. Remember, Wham, he didn't have these back fishing spots as quickly as you normally would, so he's still got an ingestion of food to come. He's also now playing the deer. He's almost up to 2,000 food, while Beasty is down to 800. He does have that guild hall pull, but you don't want to be forced to pull early. Question now, does Wham go for the throat, or does he go for the safety? The safety here would be a farm transition. His brother has been in a similar position on land recently against the Français. The BS upgrade? What, you mean the Jean one for the equipment? He's still getting discounts here with Consecration, right? But yeah, he is missing out an extra. You are correct. Food, most importantly, well spotted by Corbiners. And the gold. Man, the gold is in trouble here. The horsemen, they get in. Only one, maybe two going down. Decent XP gain. John level 4 is actually... I don't want to say incredibly realistic, kind of realistic. Beasty needs a castle, but he can't. You don't benefit from a castle as much as French is the problem. French do it because it's a discount. You don't get that as Jean. Farms are at least in effect for Beasty. This is the difference, remember. Wham is on a fine timing. He will run out of food. It is a burst play. But it has life to it due to the double boar being secured as well as the deer being delayed until now. Moving in, burning down the consecrated stables is huge here. Removes the discount, removes the blow. He probably thinks that he has got the food discount. John, about to go down, barely gets away. The Pavis drop comes through. Horseman wave is staggered, but more are coming. He's trying to force him back further. Jean hanging around the best she can, but undeniably has to move away, and the horsemen are in. Beasty, I think he's going to struggle to keep up the production now. Horsemen are just munching down. And wait, he doesn't have gambesons? No wonder they're disappearing so fast. There is no melee armor on the Jean force here. He went for the melee 1 armor, but he did not get the plus gambesons. The brute force will work. Wham will show you his Shushi dominance. Sick game out of the two. Just feels like Wham is really leveling up on the pacing, the reaction timing, and the ability to be what feels like everywhere at once. Dude, that was a crazy game. What's the focus? But I'm trying to think what I'd actually make. That one might be uploadable too. We might have a lot of uploadable games. Wasn't there something early that it's time to... Whoa, sorry, I'm very loud. You only get this spawn 10% of the time. I don't know if that's an exaggeration. I feel because we don't see sushi there often, but I don't feel like you see that level of congested resources that often. That was a sick game. I have to think on that one. Maybe I'll let my editor go through it. All right. So that means we are getting a deciding game number 5 between Beasty and Wham. This one hasn't even updated to end yet, Lamau. Let's see where the boys are going to be taking us. So, draft-wise, what is left on the maps? Order the Dragon Roost picked by Wham, or the Dragon sniped. Beasty, Golden Horde, Delhi. Golden Horde gets sniped, Delhi allowed through. They haven't done Gorge yet, right? This might be Gorge, weirdly enough. I think this is Gorge. Delhi Roost was a spicy one a while back. We haven't seen it more recently because Roost fell off in popularity. I don't know who it actually favors anymore. It's been a while. Let's see. The boys should be getting ready now. Just going to confirm what map they're going towards. All right. No problem, Camin. Appreciate the modern. Thank you very much. See you soon, buddy. All right. I think... Oh, no. Wait. Is this the new map? Yeah, this is the new map. They're about to get in the game. Let's go. All right. This I love to see. This I love to see. We're into a brand new map, which means nobody knows really what works yet, which is why you are seeing the return of Rus to competitive Age of Empires 4. A long missed sight is back on the menu in the hands of Wham, the #1 Canadian, going up against Beasty on the Delhi in a deciding game in this tournament series. This right here was it Three Little Pigs? It's an interesting one. If you guys remember Pit from several seasons ago, it's like that, but with a lot less camping and more mobility, because if your opponent does start walling up, you can always just build up dock and ship your way past. 4 deer play already coming in from Wham. I'm curious what's going to happen with Ruse, because this Civ, I think a lot of people are in agreement, hasn't really been seen anywhere in a long time. It fell off in a big way, has not really been a desirable pick. A lot of players don't even draft it anymore, and it gets pulled out in a deciding game, of all things. It's a cool map for it, though. Look at the tree lines. Can you guys guess what he's going to do? He's going to be able to just stack up hunting cabins along the back here to generate a lot of gold. Does come with that interesting plan on the deer, which means a really crap hunting cabin to begin with, but it'll pay off down the line. Yeah, because by getting the extra deer, it allows him to stay out on the sheep rotation. He didn't go for a second scout, by the way, which is interesting because for the longest time, Rus have always prioritized that second scout, especially on a map like this where it often feels like you're going to split where the scouts go. But funnily enough, it's actually worked out for him. Look at the positioning of both player scouts. Delhi are now behind the Rus scout. And I think he knows it. BC probably realized it now, unless he finds another sheep in the corner by some miracle. Wham also doesn't have to come home with his sheep early. He can just keep staying out. Interesting that he is actually heading back, because neither of them have checked the south side of the map. Yeah, like, you only know what you know, right? In this situation, if Wham could see what's happened here, he'd obviously go to the western corner straight away and just hoover everything up. Instead, he'll just circulate rounds, get anything in the center, and then probably mirror. Unless Beasty... Wait, what? Did Beasty not realize that this route had already been tracked? I don't think he did. I mean, remember, this is a new map, so probably hasn't ran many iterations. You're not that familiar with where the sheep spawn 100%. So I think from Beasty's POV, he's like, oh, maybe that's just the way the sheep are. They don't spawn in that area. I'll go now finally check after checking the center. But this just puts him behind. So Wham is going to win the sheep game. Gets his 14th. Probably going to be ahead by 3 to 4 sheep, which is really good when you remember that this civ goes on the berries. That's really big shout out to Wham for playing the deer. The deer that some Roost players probably would have been like a bit miffed about, because the idea of spending all that wood, not as desirable. I mean, the hunting cabins did get buffed, remember? They used to be 100 wood, now they're 75, so it's not as drastic. But this is drastic. What do you say? Sorry, what was that? There's 75 wood. Oh, that sounds like more gold for me. Scrumptious. So overall sheep game, 12 to 16, an edge for Wham. And now, alongside that food, plenty of gold. Yeah, this is kind of filthy. So he's got 3 on the tree line. And he needs to be generating about 60 to 70 gold per minute already. I guess we should have seen this coming. You guys remember? Pit used to be really popular for roost picks for this exact reason. It's the same thing. Oh, how do you guys predict in the end? 100% for Beasty. Only 1 putt. Come on, guys. You guys beg for gambling. Ugh. Wait, he's going for the boar. That's a bit spicy. Double wolf to grief him on the way. I mean, you can pull this towards the output. Yeah. So he's going to lock in the boar, and he'll be able to lock in the vision, so his opponent can't just creep that. High trade house corner? Dude, if he gets here, can you imagine? Luckily, the cluster trees aren't that close to the corner. Alright, Pumba, now being assaulted. Did end up aggroing a bit early, actually, because he ended up getting hit when he was still building. So he's going to switch aggro now on the scout as you're looking for. Probably could have pulled it a bit here, so you're next to the tree line for hunting cabin. Because remember, he has got the tower up, so you would have had vision anyway. But it is risky to do that. Normally, you want to have the food behind the tower to guarantee archers can't creep in. Question now, like, is there a world in which you try to sneak attack? Feels a smidge greedy, right? I'm never going to say impossible here, but like you're talking about Delhi. Delhi has historically been one of the better civs at punishing fast castle builds because they just spam Ghazi. And also, if Roost rush castle, what are you building? You can build men-at-arms, but your opponent has Ghazi that get bonus against armored units. You could build horse archers, but your opponent has horsemen. So you basically would be going tech up to build knights, which you could technically do now anyway. What has happened on the food is my big question. There we go, he gets the drop-off. And he's going to go for a racks in the forward. A lot of wood gathering underway. To be expected, there's just so much wood here. And it is going to be stables. Yeah, so we're getting knights versus Ghazi. It's going to be one of those who blinks first type games. Killing the whole animal kingdom. That's true. He's even looking to kill the beast. Nice read there by Beasty. Yeah, it was a little bit greedy for Wham doing this, but keep in mind this paid off. He's had it like at least 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Must be 3 minutes, right? 75 wood into 60 gold at that point. Decent exchange rate, especially if you're going for a night build, and wood is more accessible here because the gold is a little bit exposed. And it makes sense if your plan is to go knights anyway, because knights is a delayed play. They take 35 seconds to produce. They're setting up the Raxes in both locations, interesting enough. His first spears are coming out. Will be enough to scare the Ghazi back. What I like most about the knights from Wham is it does invalidate the idea of Ronins. Because that was something that the Beastie could think about. Is like down the line, just summoning the Ronins as a gotcha against like spears and archers. But when there's knights, it kind of feels like Ronin are going to suck. Good pressure play overall from Beastie though. Just kind of pinning his opponent in. Yes, we're going to get some knights coming out via the Golden Gate conversion and the hunting cabins, but you can't build double stables and just start pumping them. Is it worth to prioritize a quick fortress on the backwood line or just get whenever it fits? I think here, because he needs the defensive fort for his boar, you have to delay the one at home. Because the way you have to weigh it up is like, yes, I get more resources here, but I'll get less resources overall if all these villagers die. And he wants the boar, kind of needs it actually. Because food is going to be a problem. If you're the defender, your opponent can just run out all willy-nilly onto, you know, berries, deer, and whatever. You can't. Yeah, I've got Sacred Site control now. Double cap. This one's at least going to get blocked out by the scout. Wow, he's just rushing in. Spear and the knight. Nicely done. First worker down, and it is going to favor the Canadian. Small advantages make the difference. Yeah, kind of need both sacred sites here. The gold gen is really good off of these, remember? And it's important because right now your opponent has got passive gold gen. This is a cool map. Like I like just having these fresh maps regularly because you can tell that people are going through the theory crafting. And the cool thing about this one is it's familiar to something of old, but different as well. I mean, in a normal build, is it good to prioritize it ASAP or not as much? Comes down to like, I mean, what do you mean by prioritize, right? Like you're going to go feudal first and then you go switch wood. It's usually worth it to rush it because you're going to inject wood into gold off the golden gate anyway, in most cases. And you want to try and like get the stables up quickly. Honestly, it depends on the situation. I think if you're not being pressured, it's nice to get the knights out faster. If you are being pressured, the wooden fortress defense is important. Even that, though, isn't enough to keep that worker alive. As a nice strike in. Net 2 kills now for Beasty. He also is able to now deny the re-establishment of the hunter cabin. Pack over here could actually end up sacrificing double scholar because of it. Still, if you're Wham, you feel like you need to turn this into a bit more. He's going to bait away the spearman. Can't come in for the kill, but the spear count is good enough. Scholars are going down. Yeah, even with party, that's the impressive part. It's usually hard to find these kills because of the extra health. That's the thing that I think really miffs people about dealing with Delhi. That extra health pool is so hard to get through in Feudal Age. Maybe a little bit of an overextension now. It does reveal the archers, though. Still, the thing is, now I think we're going to approach stage of how good can Beasty's defense be. Because so far we've seen him attacking, which is to be expected. Ghazi produced much quicker than Knights. A few Knights slipping here or there is kind of the scary point. So for Beasty, it's now, okay, where do I want to go for food? How am I going to secure it? We don't have any wall-ups, but that is an idea here. On a map like this, the thing I love about this Delhi idea, although there's only 2 sacred sites, when you come out to secure a sacred site, you can use all your infantry to wall. And once you wall, you can move out with your economy. He's already tried to do it over here. Looks like it did actually get intercepted, though. In towards the wind fortress. He's going to go for the dive. Undermesh is there. No steeled arrow for Wham, though. He has got a spearman coming out. Will be enough to scare him away. And Archer Switch also coming through now. It makes sense. You're seeing 15 spears to mirror yours, right? And the walls are going to be going up. Yeah, I like Beasty's position at this point because of the ability to now move out for more food. Whereas the warrior I have for Wham is how much is left on that ball. I feel like he's been tapping it for a while, no? If I could click it... This is going to take... Oh, I had it. It's gone. Yeah, we've read it timing-wise correctly. 85 food. So that big injection of food is now gone. I have to pull back to berries, which is an inferior resource. Spear Knights. I'm trying to contest the east side. I think this is scary for Beasty to try and hold right now. He's split himself left and right, and you're just going to have to give one up. So Skull will get chased down. We do have pro scouts coming through soon. There is a food source to the north side that would be nice to get home. I like that he moved for the close deer, though. What's up with the wood from Beasty? I think it's very easy on these type of maps to overgather wood like crazy because it's just there in huge abundances. He could turn this into a few farms. But there you go, yeah. He's going to make it into permanent food. So whether intentional or not, it now has a role to play. And we've been highlighting the issue of, like, how does Beasty get food? Where is he going to get food? Because this is the passing the baton. Beasty only has 8 Ghazi. Wham has 8 Knights. He is more dangerous on rotating. Beasty, on the other hand, more dangerous for a push. We'll be able to get rid of the Ford Wooden Fortress. Unfortunately, the villages are long gone. The food's already been tapped. Knights. You know we see, right? He's going to try to creep in, but unlikely connector. Yeah, Beasty will just shuffle away. Ends up losing a worker. With textiles, actually. A little bit rough. We'll continue to chase. Leads him over towards the deer, but there is at least reinforcements coming. So the Ghazi probably Just going to have to run away from that. Knights can't really engage it. Not with spears following behind. Oh, guys, I think we can say Ruse Feudal's kind of back. I mean, this is looking decent. No decisive moment either side so far. Spears, archers on the approach. What's interesting is, like, Wham doesn't really have military advantage for a direct engagement still, I think. Maybe I'm underestimating the knights. Then again, like, you've got 8 knights into 21 spears. Food gathering is definitely superior for Wham, so maybe the goal here is just to starve your opponent in. Don't push, right? Like, you just want to pin him in the corner. Yes, we know there are farms, of course. But the cool thing for Wham is he's still got the breadth to move out for berries, for deer, things like that. I say that. Beasty is waiting for him. And Wham's teching. Okay, high trade house. Boo! Nah, guys, come on. Let's be fair to him. You don't know where there's troops. You don't have that much vision on the map. On top of that, this corner's blocked. This corner, don't know if he knows it's guarded, but like, it's even if you don't, risk a raid plus the distance is huge. The reason you do the high trade house in the corner on King of the Hill is because you start. Very big difference. Beasty is now mirroring the tech. Bigger army, sure. Positioning-wise, can't really do much with it. Ghazi are going to shift across, but the workers do get the walls up. And there's a fortified wall. Wait, pathing? 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 I don't know where she was going. Valhalla? Knights are circling towards that tree line, just trying to keep pressure on. This is ballsy from Wham, because obviously you've teched up first. There's like a risk in theory, but if you look at his positioning, it doesn't feel that risky. If he sees it coming, he can always retreat. And he already knows that Beasty had to shift away from mass Ghazi. Rotating over. Villagers might be needed for repair? Wait, why are the knights not... What is he up to? I thought he was going to hit the Ghazi, because that would have been a kill. These are vet knights, remember. I mean, it might actually work out better. If he gets the timing right to circle back towards the gold, holy crap, the hit. The hit would give him the full lead. Like 14 villagers against castle knights. That's death. Wham, he doesn't know. He goes back towards that tree line again. With the villagers! He finds them! He gets to connect! They will shuffle away. Formation shuffling to minimize the losses, but once again, it's Castle Knights. Does keep it small. 2, maybe 3 going down. The rest of the army could actually pin this. Look at the positioning. He's circling towards the gold. The one place where Beasty doesn't want him to go because he can charge to move further away. Instead, he dives into the base with the archers now. He gets the knights away. He idles the economy. And the spearmen path the wrong way. Most of them go to the east side. Man, Wham is doing such a great job of multi-striking here. Beasty's having to react left, right, and center. So the attacker goes to spoils right. Gets back behind the 4-5 walls now. And a rebuild there. I think we have a weak point. It's the second villager to die here. So he's going to reopen the walls. Warrior monks are now coming, by the way, which is important because Beasty should have an ability to rush towards relics. Hasn't been able to do so far because of the pressure from Wham. It's a bit of a struggle to actually try and hold this area. It's just so many spears. Sprint and placements, though, given enough time. Problem is, you know, if you're getting a sprint shot out and losing a knight, great trade. Gonna suck around again, and there's your worst nightmare. I've seen games won by one of these guys. And the problem I see for Wham right now, Knights, Archers, he doesn't have any anti-War Elephant strat. Knights are just going to go in for a short charge. A few more workers going down. Guys, I think there's a big counter-offensive coming. Like, great, Wham has done some eco damage, he's forced some idle. I want you to really take a very close look at that military count. And remember, that's only 9 scholars. That is our real lead. If he finds a moment, a breathing moment, to push down mid, Wham's in trouble. Yeah, so you're almost in this gamble point. It's a gambit from Wham, right? I just got to keep pressure up, keep him dancing around me, convert across into crossbows. But if at any point it feels like that's it, that's the last hit, Beasty should just be sending 3 war elephants now. It really is the go point. Does he think there's more crossbowmen? Like, from his POV, is he actually paranoid that Wham's further ahead? Or is he just rushing Imperial? Wait, is he rushing Imperial? Probably prepping a castle drop. So he can castle drop the center. I hate a wamble. Yes. Wham is making a wamble. Wham doesn't know Deer's in corner? He does. He's moving for it now, the hunting cabin. The problem is there is a shiny Ronin that is castle stats right there. That's going to be -2. No, 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 please. Wait, do we shiv him? He has 5 melee armor. That's a men at arms, guys. Respect the Ronin. Does at least run away before it becomes a problem, though. Still, Wham kind of needed that food. He's down to the berries, and then, what, farm count is non-existent? He doesn't have good food options right now. We'll send a knight over to resecure. Out of time, definitely a pain in the ass. And the keep drop is coming through. So, yeah. So, BC, I think, is playing for Imperial. Why else would you be holding on to 1,800 food right now? You could argue the gold is the problem, but you could, if you wanted to attack, investing in some Ghazi when you see crossbowmen coming, not a terrible idea here. Especially for the raiding element. War elephants are on the march, though. This might be one of those, I got starved off of gold, and now I'm going to end up in Imperial-type situations. You want to edge it a bit longer before you do, just because your scholar count usually want to be towards like 20 for the rush attacks. Make no mistake about it. These elephants are readying up. The problem is so much time has been bought for the last focal point of that north side by Beasty playing a bit more defensive that Wham does actually have enough crossbows to be scary. This game definitely not over yet. The other concern is if Wham just keeps investing and Beasty does go for that tech play, if Wham's positioning is correct, there's a dive. Wait. Preferably you want to be towards like 30 crossbowmen here. That's when war elephants really start to hate life. Knights are going to try to sneak in. Beasty does see that though. Scholar vision OP. Could he bait him around the tree line? Maybe. The vision position's a bit weird. Got a glimpse of it. Wait. Beasty's just walling him out. Sacred Site victory timer has been triggered. And I think he's now ready for the imp. So 23-minute imp timing. By then, he could have about 16, 17 scholars. That's a rapid unlock onto elite decks, remember. Not going to be too bad for him, actually. It says 3 minutes 44, but I think that's because a lot of his scholars aren't garrisoned right now, if I'm not mistaken. 5. Where are the other 5? I don't think they're garrisoned. I don't know where they are, though. Can Delhi, Ronin build wolves? That's a good question. I would imagine so. They usually inherit the Civ's abilities, which is a bit scuffed, to be honest. Where are they? Are they here? No, they can't. Okay. I could have sworn like they inherit some stat abilities, right? Like if you play, for example, a Bastards, I'm pretty sure they get boot camp. Yeah, no walls for the Ronin, though. I still think my favorite one in the game is when you wallow English villagers, villages as English. The villagers get short bows. They just figure out the tech and... Oh, we've got... That's sick. He's actually using transport ships. This is such a cool detail, this map, and I've been waiting for a player to use this. Mobility. fully force your opponent one side, then go the other. Tech up is in, though. Beasty needs a solid defense here. Tech timings are not going to be that impressive, though. 3.5 minutes on these. 7.5 on the Unitechs. Elite Techs, 2 minutes. Wham wants to take advantage of that. Marches in. 36 crossbowmen. War Elephants might struggle to hold here. The Knights maybe a little bit too deep, a little bit too fast there. Crossbows are now following it up, though. Needs the target priority fire. And the Warlord's going to come in. Needs to snipe them down. Knights do get the kill with the second one just in time there. And the War Elephants should be the next target for the Warlords again. It's a triple Warlord. Wham! Can he get it? He can't get it! No, it's not Warlord! The convert to get the kill. Beasty secures it in an instant. The clutch heal of A to get an immediate GG and shut Wham down. What? I mean, that is how you end a game. This has been such a good series, man. Such a sick series. I'm trying to think what I call it. You can't ruin it with a wall, right? I don't know, man. It's so good, so good. Like, I kind of want to call it Wall of the Year right there, but it does feel like a spoiler. But holy dude, that was sick. That was actually sick. The chain heal. Dude, it looked so uncomfortable the first time around. Like, he wasn't going to get the heal. He wasn't going to get the kill off on the Wall. Barely got it. Then the follow-up is like, oh, you barely managed to kill 2. What about 3? Clip it and ship it. Holy crap. All right. That being said, I think the games are rolling up. Rolling up? What's the word for? A resolve for the day? Let me double check. There is Puppy Paw versus Anatan. Should we hop into that, guys? Let's go Puppy Paw versus Anatan. Is Anno leading this? I think so, 2-1. Holy crap. Get that one up on Reddit. He deserves credit on that one. That was sick. Alright, let me just double check the score for this and we'll get into Puppy Paw versus Anatan. It's freaking disgusting out of him. Oh my god. Filthy man. Filthy boy. Someone get the water bottle and spray him for that one. Jesus. Okay, so, yeah, Anno is 2-1 up. We're heading into game 4 of this set. I've currently dubbed that one Wall of the Year. I mean, I think that is actually the best Wall of 2026. This map just delivered the best Wall of the Year. I want another one. Let's go back to it. 3 Little Piggies already paying off. One and all, welcome back to the channel. Let me flip that score around because actually it is Anatan leading against Puppy Paw 2-1 in a tournament series. And we are getting Macedonians versus Japanese on this brand spanking new map. This right here is 3 Little Pigs. It is like the pit, but instead you've got water to just transition. You can move back and forth. And the thing we've been asking every time we see the Macedonian boys come out, are they going to build their Viking ships? Let's find out. Oh, that's sick. We haven't had this in a while. It's going to be Dark Age, Varangian, Spear Spam. I mean, like, it comes out sometimes. Against Japan, I wouldn't really expect it. It's going to be a Spear Off. And Puppy Paw, he does have the superior gathering rate. Anatan didn't set up for that. I remember it's much cheaper. So for this Varangian Stronghold, you pay 200 resources, 75 for this. And then you have to pay more for your Spearmen. However, there is a trade-off there. Obviously, they have more health. The more important thing to me is as you scale the Spear bulk, their attack speed decreases. So they statistically trade better as time goes on. It is challenging to get that value in melee mosh pits, I think, because there's a lot more movement involved. Let's see how it works out. Defender's reaction strong. Puppy Paw able to just push him away. Bad start for Anno there, actually. Yeah, a little bit worrisome, actually, that you've already taken that type of damage. I think your hopes here is now that Puppy Paw over-invests. Because it does feel like it was maybe a bait and switch. Look, Anatan stopped at 1. And because of Defender's advantage, Puppy Paw isn't gambling heading in because his scout right now is finding sheep, so he's not there. Scout game actually ended up being 13, 14 sheep, so they're basically even. Puppy Paw bulking quite a few spears, so he's going to send it. Anatan does have the gold, by the way. He can move away now. He doesn't need to hang around here. Yeah, so you can just tech and go, like, what, opening archers? Usually in this matchup, Macedonians do end up on archers at some point. If they diversify. Like, sometimes you just go Rudari only. It's weird, because you'd think well, Macedonians want spears against knights. The thing that I think people have kind of realized, though, is, like, Japan loves any see if they can force into spears. Because Yumi are such a cost-efficient way of overwhelming spearsmen. Great movement speed, they cost less, but their damage buff is so high that they still kill easily. It's scary. It's going to be going for the burn. I don't think... you could try and repair, but you have to be careful of a dive from the spears. Let's see. And you can't let this go down. Right. I know, we'll be going for the Hippodrome. I like the positioning as well, because it means he can pull a worker or two to repair, and they're close to the landmarks to go back. He's going to send out an extra one just for the repair, actually. Remember, he's got the villagers on the sheep here. So a little bit dangerous to dive, but then again, only 5 in range of the town center right now. You can see the Pup Paws playing the mind games. Garrison comes out, but Seek Shelter, the woodworkers were slow to get there. Does get himself a spearman kill. Puppy Paw will be teching soon as well. Should be seeing a Kura storehouse here. There's not really any value out of Coca on this type of map because there's no dot play. For anyone who's getting ready to roll their eyes going, oh, water, there's 0 fishing. So if you do see boats, it's purely strategic, not for boring economy blow. KB back with 84? Yeah, dude, it's been a few streams. Sorry, did I let me just gonna stick this in my mouth. Coca Township instead. Okay. Puppy's cooking. This is not the first time today we've seen this. Wham series against Beasty, he done Coca on Socotra, which is a bit of an odd map for it, actually. What is Puppy Paw expecting here? Like, I guess because it's for production, right? So even if he doesn't kill the stronghold, he can disable it. The weird part about it to me is you don't often see people going Coca if they've gone Rax. Those two tend to be more mutually exclusive because the problem is you're now building 2 unit types, or have access to 2 unit types that get countered by 1 unit type. It's very odd. Usually, the way the counter system works in AoE4, you get countered, you counter the counter, and you go back and forth. Getting the burn there. Problem is, like, this doesn't feel worth it anymore, right? A villager will pull out now. We have now also got the Hippodrome Scouts. That's a bit of tankiness on the front line. What is his goal? And yes, this is live. I'm racking my brain about like what Puppy Paw is hoping to achieve with this. Did he think it was going to be Spearman? Like, technically, Shinobi are good against the Horsemen. Because remember, Shinobi get high base damage and then increased damage against melee is the catch. Maybe a bait and switch into a fast tech. There used to be a build with Coca where you build 1 or 2 Shinobi, you'd force your opponent to build archers, and then you'd be going castle age. The thing is that the puppy, that can't be it for Puppy Paw, right? He can't be on gold here. Look at the spawn. It's forward. No outpost either. But the whole, like, the weird thing is, like, if you're going Shinobi, you don't really want to go outpost because it's very, it's almost like you do this one investment so you don't have to do the other and you kind of sneak it, was the way people used to do it. I quite like Anno's position now. Puppy Paw is going to have to, what, switch Yumi? I'm thinking, like, where's your food access? I guess he does still have the sheep because he started deer. Does have the berries. Okay, so he can get ponies together. And in fairness to him, Anno is now going spin. In a very odd way, this might work out for Puppy Paw. It's also just like, this is the type of unit where if you don't clock it and they sneak in on your tree line, bye. 20 base damage and a fairly quick attack speed, right? He's definitely threatening. Okay, so move out to gold. And he's moving for control of the outpost. Good read there, just in case your opponent's playing wide later. It's the type of thing that won't matter now, but it could matter in 4 minutes' time easily. Especially if you feel like you can't get your safe gold, you have to play for a risky one. We are getting the gold as a priority now. Food is bulging up. I think Puppy Paw is maybe targeting towards castle timing here. No, yeah, here we go. I think this is the goal. It's like, hey guys, I'm just here for a day. Oh no. Not gonna work. Cute idea. And it has forced Anatan to come back and think twice, which gave the vital room for that outpost play. This is an ambitious Shinobi. Very ambitious. He'll take one with the... And remember, ninjas do heal over time. That's already a good exchange because ninjas are cheaper than horsemen. And, well, speaking of horsemen, hold on. Can you get the Hippodrome Scout? I don't think so. Should just about get to the TC here. Yeah, you're going to dive and it's not going to be enough to finish. Okay, that's sick. The Scout is a chunky boy. He's valuable to have. Expensive to replace. Okay, that could be more expensive. The bait switch back there? I think he bought enough time for one more hit. Doesn't get the kill, though. Hippodrome Horseman will regenerate health, remember, but Anno's a bit distracted. Let's pull back further. This game feels weird. Is collected res real? No. Absolutely not. What the fudge is wrong with that? No, there's no way. There is no mathematical way that Puppy Paw has gathered over double the resource of Anatan. What the hell? What? When did that start calculating? Did he cancel his landmark a bunch of times? That's the only thing I could think. Is it a bug with disguising, maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, that's weird. Ignore collected value. It doesn't make sense. And oh, the Ford Varangian gets spotted. He will get it up in the end. This army's not big enough to fight. I'd love to see him actually securing the Ronin. Like, this is the thing, that the Ronin's actually kind of underrated in pro play. You sneak a few of these bad boys in, like, this is basically a proxy Rax play waiting to happen. And yeah, he's going to take it now. Because you get free Ronin, they're fairly fast. You run into the tree line while fighting on the other side of the map. You don't expect it. All of a sudden, -2 villages easily, and the idle time alone. The fact you then have to deal with basically fast men at arms. Very annoying. So yeah, has got the opportunity now. Has gathered the gold. Just comes down to whether he wants to sack his tech timing a little to get them. So it's all about finding the right moment that would justify it. So when someone's cancelled like landmark, that's what I was figuring. Like, this can happen. But like, for that to have happened on the collected, he would have had to cancel the landmark like 8 9 times more than that, actually. Like, he would have had to cancel it, I think, like 12 to 15 times. Like, I know, guys, I know we say Macedonian economy sucks. Wait, that's the clickbait. Macedonian economy sucks. Look at the collected value. They have the same number of villagers, yet look down here. Outrageous, Civ. Japan OP, nerf. Oh my god. Is that clickbait? Technically, according to the stats. I know stuck with mass archers, by the way. I don't know what he was hoping for here. Maybe he thought he was going to get full attack. Horsemen are just going to dive in. They're looking for that kill on the horseman. Shinobi scared Akiyamafar away. He's clap. And wait, what the hell? Why? All right, sorry, that was a misclick. That was from a long time ago. Thank you. Oops. Fixed. Floating gate now on the way. Anno is so behind. Maybe he has the timing? I mean, Poppo, the thing he's done really well here, guys, he split the gold. He's got double gold gathering. So you can't easily starve him off of the opening plane. That's kind of crazy. That is, folks, that right there is a Canadian special. They love this play. We've got Samurai. Yeah, we want to start prepping the hardened. Dive in. Does spot the landmark. Front side a little bit greedy here. Backside, the Shinobi have got in. No Ronins, just Shinobi. But I feel like we're not Asian enough for this strategy yet. This dive can be big. Remember, the Radari champion doesn't die easily. Bogmaffer are going to follow this up. A few horsemen coming out to try to be a nuisance. He's leading him over. Okay, yeah, he does switch it around now. Got to be careful. You don't want to reveal that. And in the base, it looks like Umabanam is going to go down. Shinobi do get sniped and cleared up. The dive on the back, though, and the horseman came home. The archers get pinned against the back tree line and cleared. That's sick. Anno is saving for a tech up now, but Poppy Paw is still going to beat him to the punchline. And Anatan will have no army left over. He even lost the Radari champion. That's vulgar. Okay, I'd love to see Poppy Paw genuinely just pull the Ronin now. The timing would be kind of gross here. Golden Horn Tower in the center. This has been a popular play. We've only seen a few Macedonian games, but they do love to do this. That's the 8k gold, locked, stocked, and loaded. And it is the only 8,000 gold deposit on this map. Yumi are marching forward, though. Hold on a second. I think he knows. That could be like -2. Oh, Hippodrome Horseman's coming back. Yumi are going to go for the target fire down, just trying to whittle away at a few villages. Nicely done there. To return the pain he was given. What he can out of this. Another one to drop. Nicely played. Considering how cheap Yumi are, that was a great trade for him. And we do have Matt Samurai now. So, I don't know about the Samurai. Was it a misclick then? He only built 2 and then stopped entirely. We don't have Ronin summoning yet. We do, however, have Onimusha. This has very quickly become the answer. When Japan first encountered Macedonians, the Macedonians' advantage and the way you offset it as Japan was you'd scale lots of Mad Samurai and you'd just kind of not fight, not really fight. You'd poke and then run away from Mass Radari and you just keep dancing around. And we saw players find success with Japan by scaling and then going Imperial because Macedonians suck at matching Imperial. But now, players have been like, man, that's a really slow process. There's a lot of opportunities to slip up there. The cleaner way is just to try and dominate them early. And that's where Onimusha entered the picture. The ladies on horseback, they're your killer crossbows. They slay like no other. Because the whole idea is this is not quantity, it's quality refined into small chunks. Meaning dedicated, targeted, intentional fire on single units pays off well. It's kind of like the idea of why Onimusha can be really good against Gilded Knights. Oh, that's bad though. Horseman? That's a very tanky horseman. You can't shiv him. He's got 275 HP. So idle time, a pushback there. No follow-up troops, but it just slows down the switch into more cavalry for Puppy Paw. buys vital time for Anatan to get the Radari one line. That's samurai. Ooh. Those are not upgraded spears. He did at least get 2 knights. Still no Ronins. Come on, it's just 5 Ronins. Come on. Yeah, like, get a few of the speedy boys. I don't think we're going to be seeing the Ronin. There is like a moment when your opponent taps the gold, yes, but the problem in this game is because Anatan took the central gold, he won't be coming for that corner gold anytime soon. So we're probably never seeing those Ronin summon. Which is a shame. I kind of prefer them to the 2 hardened samurai. You think Anatan said his archer death so you don't have to upgrade them? I mean, it was like a calculated trade, right? You don't really want to be upgrading them here anyway. Like, your silver demand is clearly going Radari. Nice axe throw. Good micro there, I know. Netting a kill that otherwise wouldn't have got. Who's in a better position right now? I think Puppy Paw is scaling the scary comp, for sure. Anatan just doing Radari has, I think, maybe more raid potential here, but more risk as we look forward 5 minutes into a big fight. That's the key point I'm looking at and going, I'm not so sure about this. By the way, the collective value is scaling more now. This at least makes sense to a certain degree, but something bugged out when he cancelled a landmark. I think it's been scaling multiplicatively since. Like, he's ahead, but he's not that much ahead. Villagers now moving deeper for more food. Warlord denial in the center and a yoink back the other way. Don't mind if I do, says Anatan. And wait, he actually summons the Ronin against the Radari? Is that worth? Okay, now it's worth. Mad Samurai come in. Say, don't mind if I do too. And oh, the Onimusha, you can't get them out. He did slowly move across there. Actually, if you moved across quicker, it's double kill. But that Radari is basically no good for work or war anymore. There was a raid attempt, but looks like he has secured. Has got the ball. And there's a village. One village is giving it away. We'll move away. Hold on a sec. The Onimusha auto-attacked across. The Mountain Samurai diving. They're going towards the farms. That's boars locked in, by the way. This is a hell of an execution out of Puppy Paw. Simultaneously attacking and then moving for the resource well. I've been playing a lot of chess at the moment. It's like when you set up an attack where if they move, they're going to lose another vital piece. Like, oh man, lose your queen or your rook. We're in that type of position with the way Puppy Paw's done this. He's milking his position on the board to get more. Wait, Anna... he was going for it. He was going for the dock play because if you get a transport ship, you out-mobilize Puppy Paw. Let's get denied on the time. We'll need another worker out there. What the... Hello? What? Is that relic that relic? What's that? 1, 2... Yeah, that's just a bug graphic. The other relics were accounted for. Dude, who would get baited and try to click to pick that up? Like, what? All right, he has decapped the Ronin now. Oh no, that's cursed. Puppy Paw has the Onimusha to take this down. It's gonna be -3 Radari. That is the danger of taking over points of interest. It's so hard to fight this, man. Because once again, like, yeah, you can wear these guys down over time. Great, but you're not going to kill them fast. And the Onimusha can just look at the health bars and be boom, 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 boom. You lose your DPS in those exchanges much quicker than Puppy Paw does. That's the real problem. And this, by the way, is pre-Umabanim. Puppy Paw hasn't been adding in Umabanim again. If he gets that, the buff goes crazy here. And we did get the transport ship play past the wood line. Seek Destroy motion here as he's trying to find the economy. One worker on the gold and the peel. Are you? No. Finds him. Workers will shift away. Should be at least -1. The Onimusha are coming to react to this, though. I think he gets, like, 1 more as a struggle. He's in auto-attack mode. Doesn't even actually go for the kill. He tries to run away. He's trying to reinforce towards the board, so he's going to get nothing for that. Ridari into the base will find some workers, though, and they needed to, as this is a Yorishiro drop, so he's producing workers quicker. And he catches him in the middle of a farm switch. Overall, like, considering the way Pop Boys played the last 2 minutes, I think Anatan squared up for a decent positioning. There is still a chief concern here of what next. His food income is looking pretty pitiful. And even with that little trickled raid into the base, Puppy Boy is going to keep the lead there. Relic game also great for Puppy Boy, 3-1. Oh, no. PP? Wait. The one knight? And who buys some vicious time there. Goes after the workers. Actually has the worker lead now. 6 up. That was sick. These Ridari are so infuriating, by the way. They are faster than knights. That's the really disgustingly stupid part. It's not a crazy amount, 1.7 versus 1.62, but it means that knights do struggle to get killed. Wow, did he go in again? Another worker kill. Maybe more than one. There's so much happening across the map here. I just love how this is turning into an uber flex between the two about who can do more everywhere. What is up, Spirino? Appreciate the sub, buddy. Welcome back. And the cool thing is, like, the reason this serves Anatan well is he is getting his backline gradually, for free. He's adding in archers now, sure, but the crossbowmen are for free from the Golden Horn Tower. So dragging this out a little bit isn't bad. It's gradually been giving him his way of sniping Mount Sam. He's going for it again. More workers. Ridari should got to club down a few. There's no textiles. That samurai reaction is coming in now, but Puppy Paw is down by 10. Anatan extending the lead at a critical point because this is when he probably had to start thinking about farms. We'll end up losing the Ridari. But the counteroffensive isn't simple for Puppy Paw because of the center. The Golden Horn Tower, these villages should technically be safe. You don't really want to dive here. Not against crossbow emplacements. Elsewhere, there might be farms. Yes, centralizing in the base. And he already has vision across the center, so he'll see you coming. He's even sneaking the ball. I say sneaking. He's just brazenly walking over to it. It should actually get him killed. And the relic split favored Puppy Paw. It's 3-1. The final one hasn't been picked up by Anna. I think he just kind of lost track of this. The monk, I don't even know where he is at this point. He's not going for the relic. I think he's on an extended coffee break. Good timing there, actually. That's going to be -4. Maybe 3. Yeah, gets the one away. Okay, so Puppy Paw clawing it back. He, by the way, went to TC. Even though the Yorishiro drop would have been enough, he greedily dunked a second town center here. Ridari are faster or having no charge, then Goku Knights being faster is infuriating. Yeah, I mean, like, Ridari are infuriating in their own way. Is like, I think the problem with Ridari is balance-wise, like, lower than Conk rank, actually. Because it's just, like, an extreme of just build French Knights. And I think over time that will seep down as people figure out the basic build orders. These Ridari are being ambitious, though, man. It's still the Onimusha problem. Anno has been consistently raiding to try and prepare for that one big fight, right? For that showdown that gets you into Valhalla. For World's End. It's getting harder and harder, and the wall's coming up. Puppy Paw reroutes him, slowing down the retreat. Ridari could go for a club on the gold line, but if Puppy Paw realizes that could be a lot of dead knights. Does drag him deeper. Anatan starts to pull away now. The wall is up, though. Oh, no. Guys, he doesn't have... Wait, he doesn't have a transport ship. That's the pin. Does Puppy Paw realize? There's a burn coming. If Puppy Paw heads here right now, that's -7 Ridari. Which is an overwhelming lead for the Canadian. And here we go. He sees it. The transport's coming! Anachad gets them out and shows you why transport ships are S tier on this map. The second time it has made a difference. Last time it was the raid in the south side. This time, that right there was Dunkirk. May not seem like a lot, 8 knights, but it is really the difference here. Because he's struggling to keep up now. And second TC as well. Anno's going to try to get this into an eco game. He just rotated them cross map in like half the time that he should take here. Isn't going to find any economy. There's only 2 workers out here. It's not that great of a deal. Puppy ball. He's upgrading the other TC, but that's going to be more bannerman. It'd be nice if he actually built some. Like, it's actually crazy that Uma Bannerman buffs his whole army and he doesn't have it. Okay, once again, Anno's just getting away with weird things. Like, that one knight pulls half the formation. Didn't give it a re-engage there. It's just the idea that, like, Puppy was kind of losing track of those small splinters. Like, if you remember, it cost him in the corner over here before where he lost a few villages. How does Anno now have a 10-worker lead after all is said and done? Like, I like this map. I really do. This is genuinely what Pit should have been. Pit is, you guys know the word, right? Because remember, it had those cliffs. And the problem with cliffs, you could wall to them and then you have to go all the way around, right? The difference here is you can't wall over water. So water does become a situational variable. It's not a dominant variable like when you have fishing, but it has specialist value. And that to me is really cool. Dunkirk, oldies. Wait. Wait. Why do you have to be an oldie to get Dunkirk references? Come on. Come on. Surely not. That's like a key piece of his. They even done a movie recently on it. Like, I've almost got this feeling like Jan's like, I was there. I vacated Dunkirk. You don't get it? You're playing history games, man. Come on. All right, Varangian Stronghold going to be burnt on the front side. Would he break this? Dude, it's crazy. Anatan has cracked the 8k. There's only 1,000 left. It's a huge lead. And he actually looks like he's going for Imperial. Young people have no interest. I feel like that's changing in more recent times. It's kind of becoming a tiny bit hard to ignore. With crap going on in the world, you know? Musha, Mass Samurai. Anno's comp is like a little bit weird, right? Like the Spitman is intriguing though, because of the fact that your opponent doesn't actually have a counter unit to it right now. It's a British thing. Like Dunkirk might be a British thing, but there was a very big popular movie on it that I feel like would have attracted a bit more attention, you know? Like, if Chris Nolan, like, done a movie on, like, some obscure Indian battle, I think, like, a lot more of us would be like, oh, yeah. Full Texas standoff here. Like, I don't know. I'm British and I know what the Alamo is. I might not know all the details, but... Manamush just going to tickle this. He doesn't have the movement speed tech, by the way. Kaburaya, which allows you to kite a bit better. We do have Ronan slipping in from the corner, however. That's cute. Both are going in. This is going Imperial. I mean, at least he's getting rid of them finally. These hardened samurai have been a big question mark all game. So what are we getting? Preferably, you don't want to be forced in your defensive landmark. Anno, it is going to be foreign engineering company. Okay, yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. Like here, because of the funnel of the map, you get more value out of siege. Had to be really tempting to go for the cannons though. Like it's actually crazy how many you can get out of the Imperial. The problem is your opponent already has 34 crossbow women to counter heavy cap. That's why you go foreign engineering. That also gives you an answer to the ladies. Gunsmith coming on the other side. Absolutely expected here. Not really much merit or value in going for the alternate landmark. Like, Castle the Crow here, there's no trade site. You're not going to get economy off of it. So it would just be a castle to defend. And to be honest, right now, his army should feel better. Sacred Site timer is ticking. Yeah, we're down to 5 minutes. He is gathering stone for this, by the way. This is now very weird, actually, for Anno. I mean, sure, he's got Dunkirk procedure here with the transport ships, but he hasn't really been using it that much recently. That's meant to be his edge. Especially with Siege, actually. With Siege, it's kind of insane. I think transport play with Siege is really underrated. Why no Bannerman? Because Poppy 4 doesn't need no stupid flag. Alright? He's like expatriate, lives in the forest, punches grizzly bears to death. He's off the grid. He don't fly no banners. I think he's just forgotten. Trying for that decap, but it's going to get found out. Dunkirk is waiting. The upgrades are going to be coming in momentarily for Buckfall, which is going to give him the clear edge. He already has that edge. He blocks him. There will be no retreat. This is an alternate timeline where the Germans did move in. Now, the build up in the castle, a little bit dicey. Can he get the timing here? He's going to have to sacrifice some knights for it. Trying to scurry away. The dive hesitation or the pathing, I don't know what it is, but Anatan doesn't get it. And now goes to the decap, but the castle is going to go up. Strong point defense here. Poppy 4 now looking to contest. Needs to sneak a few troopers onto the site to keep that timer going. He has now stalemated it. It's paused. The Elite Knight's just a little bit too tanky here. The Elite Spear's just trying to deal with it, but you can see the rocket power should start to make the difference towards the tail end of this fight. Decap does continue. He might have to sack the Onimusha or let it go. He's going to let him have it. Anno will keep the game going. Timer. God. Oh my God. He tried to get back on. Fraction of a second difference there. Puppy Paw, he wouldn't have been able to delay it though. Like, it's inevitable. And now, look at the cost. What happened to the army? Guys, this is such a sick play. Like, I actually have to give Anno so much credit for this. Upgrading the spears as a priority does not get enough credit here. Think about it. Those elite spearmen not only count the whole comp, but another sexy, juicy detail. When you scale them up, their attack speed goes down. They get faster. They've got this ability. They get 2% attack speed for every Varangian unit nearby. And he had 20, 30 Varangian units plus in that area because he had the archers as well. He was increasing his DPS. It's such a sick move. Problem now, though, army wiped, economy weak. Look at the difference. He may be up by 30 villagers, but look at the food. And here's the other problem. You've gone Nest of Bees, but because of what Puppy Paw just done there isn't actually an archer line, like an Onimusha to cancel out anymore. He is, however, going to be rewarded with Yumi coming his way. Dude, this is such a cool game. How did we just go from epic game to epic game on this map? Republican 2. It just keeps delivering. More farms getting sub up. Anatan. How many farms deep? 55. Yeah, no, he's going to catch up on the economy soon. We do not have a Shogunate castle, by the way. Puppy Paw hasn't got that final layer to the cake. And he's also not stockpiling the tickets. Usually what you want to try to do is reach max pop and then get loads of hand cannon near points. Because remember, the way the tickets work, you just hold the button down, they all spawn out. So you lose an army, replace an army. Problem here, he's just lost an army, he's nowhere near pop. So he's kind of in panic mode, feeling like he needs to get everything out that he can possibly. Siege even worth it compared to Mortex? In this situation, because of the archer threat, I don't mind this Anno. Like, the goal here is just to have... This is literally China. It's Nest of Bees and Spears. Only this is better China because your spearmen are better. Look at the attack speed. Like, as they stack up, it goes from 1.88 down to 1.3. Dude. It's such a sick one. This actually might be the single best Viking spear game you'll ever see. It saved him once, and now it could decide a big fight. I think the only worry here is if Puppy Paw builds more Revoltiquins. If he does, you're just dead. Like, if you do build into more spears here and the guns come out, this is going to turn into the Battle of Nagashino fast. That was the one where Nobunaga gunned down all the cavalry, but like, well, I guess it doesn't fit because we've got spears instead. It's going to be as brutal as the idea. How did Macedonia get knobs? Remember, they have foreign engineering company. It functions just like the Byzantine one, but you spend silver instead of olive oil. Just different currency, baby. No incendiary yet for Puppy Paw. Actually, he's struggling on gold. He's got passive gold, and that's it. A lot of food, no gold. I don't think he can afford to lose his knights. The AK gold is actually making the difference here, guys. Macedonian kind of big brain. That being said, Anatan is down to his last gold to tap. Nestabees is a problem, though. This is also another concern I have, is as the game goes on, he'll keep getting more silver. Remember, when you drop those arsenals, they enable you to get a permanent source of silver off the mining camps. 184 silver from a 4K. And he's tapped 3 of them so far. 4 of them, I think. See on the silver income right now. That's, of course, injected up by gold gathering. Villagers just trying to get out. You don't mind a few villager losses here. It's a good position. And we do indeed have the big ships coming out. You know, Dunkirk was about transporting them away, but the British Navy... the Viking Navy may be eventually coming. Long-term Cathrax from silver would be better than Siege? Yes. But I think in his position, because remember, before that crazy wipe on the Sacred Site, he was up against like 40 Onimusha. He thought he needed it. And also the map design kind of enables. It'd be different if Puppy Paw was playing... Oh, we're Dunkirk too. Okay, so now the siege doesn't feel as safe. But once again, it's very hard for you to replace these knights, which is why I like that he's upgrading horsemen. Spears will just march into the farms. I know it's like, I got more food, I don't care. Let's just Afuera them, doggy out. Bait him to build more Republicans. Getting tier 5 melee now, by the way. Yeah. So infantry getting level 5. They're getting very tanky, actually. It's interesting strat up against Yumi, because obviously Yumi do get bonus damage against you, but your base armor level is going to be up to 5. No, what's missing? He's got the royal cannons as well. That's great for the siege in. He does have the warship, so he is going to start to starve out water control entirely. You could go for some demos to clear this, but this comes back to the fact that Puppy Paw doesn't have much gold. No unique text to really highlight here, right? Like, you do have the standard ones of the Byzantines, but that's it. The way he's just flushing out cash like there's nothing. 4K silver if he wants the final melee infantry tech. We'll have that in like another 2 minutes. I love it. He's even gathering the stone. You can get very strong defenses. Remember, the Mangonel towers do scale with your range damage increase. But the other thing to keep in mind is this is now another source for silver gen. When you drop... Wait, does it look like... Yeah, it does, right? Yeah, he's generating now. So if he just basically plops down an arsenal, that's even more silver per minute. Puppy Paw just really locked into his base right now. He goes for a crazy switch, actually. Elite Samurai. Republicans. Run, man, run! It's only a full melee army that you're meant to counter. Yeah, we found the counter Radari. It's weird because the way Anno's playing this, he's not really bulking. He's spreading, which is a smart play. And now the cannons coming in. Robotigun's got to be a bit worried here. We've got a few horsemen slipping through. Cannons will go for the snipes. Roboti's being brought low. Nestabee's diving deeper, chasing onto the Yumi. Anatan looking for that hit to the throat. Nestabee's even thinking about maybe going after the Roboticans instead as the Yumi stay out of range. And now the Radari do slip in onto the bombard. Anno looking pretty solid right now. Cannons are dealing with the backline threat. The final Robotican goes down. The Spearman Flood is unleashed. There's no threat to them anymore. Look at what Puppy Paw's doing. He's stacking up Samurai. But fun fact, when you bulk mass spears against mass Samurai, because of that attack speed buffer, it does actually compete. Should still lose to fully upgraded Samurai, but holds it back better than you think. Backstab now coming through. Poppy Paw, this is the Gambit, but the choke point hold. The Spearmen are there. The siege somehow not being reached finally will be penetrated, but the GG comes in, and it will be a 3-1 victory. Anatan goes from Dunkirk to Dunk to take down the Canadian. Sorry, I just smacked the crap out of my camera to the side. That happens a lot with this spare camera. Oh my god. The Dunkirk strat, I don't know, that's all that. The Dunkirk strategy of Age of Empires 4. I mean, it was key at different points. Like, it's either that or the spears, but the spears came in so much later. But yeah, that is going to be a 3-1 victory for Mr. Anachad. I'm just checking if that's all series complete. It might be. Let me have a cheeky ganders. Got my throat. Don't know what that crash was earlier either. Wait, is the stream still running on YouTube or did it fail? Oh no, we're good. I thought it crashed. Lol. How much did you invest in your setup? Mostly went to your hair care, I assume. Okay, first of all, not everyone is going to Turkey for hair transplants. All right. That, like, luckily, I was just born with this. This is full genetics, okay? Like it's a trade-off. So, like, to get these hair genetics, I had to get this face, right? But, like, we just let the hair carry. The setup is pretty stat, though. That's, like, that PC's worth, like, $5,000. That laptop's worth, like, $4,000, I think. And then we got all the production equipment that probably accumulates to, like, RRP of 1,500 or something. But you partner with the right partners, and they give it to you. Pretty cool. Oh, wait, has my replay buffer not been working? I think my replay buffer was bugging us out before. Worried when you want to stop. What? Streaming? Well, not stream, but like AOE4. I mean, I've said, like, moving forward, we're going to try to figure out a balance that makes sense. Because I think it's healthy to do other things as well. But, like, we'll still be doing AOE4 as well. Okay, I'm just double checking because I think that's all series resolved. We could check replays of some other GAMs. That is, like, an option. Or we check out Olden Era. Which one do you guys want? Just checking now. All right, one's if you want a replay from one of the other series of AOE4. Two's if you want to see the new Might and Magic game that just came out, because we have early access. Playing AOE with controller when? Nah. You guys want to see a replay over a brand new game? See, this is what I mean. We've got to expand our... Olden Era is looking to bring forward one of the greatest strategy games ever. And you guys just want to watch more Marine Lord? Okay, let me just spit in your face. It's a Holy Island game. So, you guys done this to yourself. You still want it? It's a Holy Island game between Marine Lord and Luciferon. You sure you want this? We'll do the final game of them. Okay, Ibids versus Knights Templar. Loading her in now. Dun, 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 dun. What's this other thing? Everyone's like, KP, we want you to play the game. I mean, I know it's a different game. We're gonna play it. Never happy. Change your vote to 2. I mean, it's more like we've done everything now, right? All series are finished. But here we go. It's time. Marine Lord versus Luciferon. All the way to a deciding game in this tournament. And it's been too long. Knights Templar. Have they been throttled to death on water? Or are they actually good? We see two of the best players to ever enter the arena to play on the single best map for water play that exists in Age of Empires 4. Luciferon will be taking the field in response to Ibids. And it's going to be a Dark Age Spear play here. The party begins fast and fierce. But Marine Lord has been holding on to his wood. He's finally investing it. Yeah, he's going to get caught building this up in the corner. We're going 2x speed just for the early game. Okay, so this is interesting then. Because spear spam this early can shut down the dock. Hold, right? Like, there's no way. Could Marine Lord... Oh, he's going to go for a wall in. That's crafty. So now, unless Luciferon wants to pull a villager to build an outpost, he can't stop this now happening. But Marine Lord needs to be quicker. Marine Lord, that's greedy. That's very greedy. That's very greedy! No! He's going to complete the wall to buy time, but that villager is down. That was so greedy. Cancels the wall anyway, because he knows he's going to get torched. So Marine Lord will eventually lose the pond. Unless he adds in racks, which I just don't see happening here. He's already walking people out in gold, so he's going to play feudal and then re-secure water afterwards, which is why he's building fishing boats right now. You already gathered the wood, you might as well put it to use. They can take away your dock, but they can't take away your right to fish. So we'll stick on 2x now, because at this stage, it should just be a tech play on both sides. In fact, you can even see that Luciferon, knowing that his opponent's going to go into feudal age, will not be playing fishing. So he has blocked out the strength of Knights Templar for now, but he doesn't have any booster to his own eco. Bit weird. Imagine Luciferon's got... Do you go for Dervish here? Presumably you're going to be up against archers anyway. And we're getting... Okay, that's a rarity. The Frenchman himself is bringing it back. We don't actually seek Kingdom of France anymore. Everyone seems to be more interested in Hospitalier to make your villages unkillable. Culture Wing advancement is going to be coming in from Luciferon. Yeah, interesting. So is he going for a dock follow-up? He is. That makes sense. Because you're worried about the water play. Like, your opponent is going to try to creep back in after he pushes the spearman away. The reason you know that is you just have to look at the fact there's fishing boats. If he didn't want to play water, he wouldn't have re-added fishing. And Luciferon will just now spread out. Goal here is to make sure a villager cannot sneak in and drop that dock. All right, what do you think, guys? Ones if you think Luciferon will take this game. Twos if you think Marine Lord will. I think the tricky part is like the resecure is inevitable. You're going to lose the spears, so then it comes down to whether your boats can get out quick enough to block everything. Does that make sense? And that's kind of a tall order here. You've got one dock that needs to produce multiple boats. If he goes double dock, but the question then becomes whether you actually have the economy for that. Archer now arriving. I like this. Luciferon is delaying it with the scout. That's cool. The villagers are creeping out. Spearmen will just dive to sacrifice to buy time. You need to be careful because archers, when you trickle like this, can lose to spears. Body blocks attempt from Luciferon, not going to work out. If it was one archer, you get that play. This is the thing I actually hate about formations in AoE4, the formation shuffling. He gets away quicker, so you can't even body block there. You almost get like almost like a no-clippy type thing sometimes. Dock plague now going to be coming in. Second dock doesn't get set up. Down moving across. By the way, one thing we didn't mention, remember, the harbors are insanely expensive. So that opening play lost 250 wood down the drain. And Archer Ship does get there in time. Good clutch up. So Marine Lord still doesn't have water. More docks are creeping in. They're very cheap. This is the weird irony of like reflecting this. Is 250 wood for a pink dock here and 75 wood for a yellow. That's a crazy difference. Spring Ship's going to need to protect, but that villager looks dead. Yeah, if he started shooting sooner, maybe, but two archers will get the kill. I think Marine Lord might just attack on land, actually. Your opponent's now invested Archer Springald, and he has 4 golds. If you just block those, There's a way you sneak water again. And oh my god. How does he do this without being seen? The hilarious part is Luciferon is about to discover it. The negative is that he doesn't have anything to guard this. Archers are coming through. That's going to be minus another worker. A Marine Lord is now on the water. Even snuck the fishing boats out from the ugly corner. Spears a line of gold at least. But I think Marine Lord can reacquire that. Just put one more archer here and just get rid of the spears gradually. Horseman strat is coming up from Luciferon now. I'm just impressed by the fact that Marine Lord has been able to actually find the Bream Roof double harbor here. He had the wood because the goal was to be back on water about 2 minutes ago, you know? Games tonight are great. Yeah, it's because, like, this is the... I just guess there's another tournament coming up, but I think maybe most people are expecting a patch before the next big tournament. So, like, yeah, just play your heart out. Don't really hold anything too much back. Also, different maps and different tournaments, right? Okay, he does actually block the fortress and hold up. That's not enough damage. Yeah, the fishing boat's going to stop that. Village is going to be in trouble, though. If that Spiral Shot comes out... Oh, Archer ship does keep the worker alive, barely. And wait, you psychopath, stop. Okay, there we go. He pulls away now. He will go back to try and set up the dock, but one hit is all it would take. Problem is, one hit is the difference that will end up losing you your Bagla. Second one coming in, Horseman gets the snipe, and now the pin. Demo ship connection, immediate cancel on the harbor. Great play there by Luciferon to stop this snowballing, but unfortunately, he has now shifted everything back home, meaning that Marine Lord can actually go back and get starting dock. This is just a true game of Benny Hill at this stage. We just keep going around and round in circles. Oh my goodness. Luciferon. He's just blobbing horsemen. So spear reaction great from Marine Lord. Fishing game, Luciferon is the one that actually has fishing. Marine Lord sacked his for that. Why do KT ships have more health? I'm trying to remember what it was. Was there a tech? Why do they have more? I don't remember that change. Did that happen while I was gone? Maybe. Because the harbors are more expensive. And he picked French Commandery, which wouldn't affect both, right? It shouldn't anyway. Coming out. It's actually kind of a crazy difference as well. You can get this on Ibeds to match out. It's called Teak Masts. It almost looks like Marine Lord got it by default. When did that change happen? I'm actually looking this up now. Because I can't remember this one. Which says a lot. I feel like I almost see all the changes. Okay, unique text, unique text. Oh, it's the coastal harbors effect, isn't it? It's the aura. If you're close by, you have more health, but only when you're close by. It's an aura. That was right. It projects. Yeah. It even says that. Increase the health nearby. Yeah, my brain was like, they don't get it around the whole place. Watch, when he goes out of range, it disappears. You get a similar thing with Angevin buffing spears when they're in range as well of the castle. Ah, makes sense. That's pretty interesting as well. So, like, defensively, it feels even harder to get rid of Knights Templar, because other fun fact about that, that means demo ships get more health when they're defending the harbors. How's Luciferon losing control? What is really hard to push people off the water, especially because of that extra health detail. Also, on top of that, look at this annoying son of a gun. Luciferon was trying to get fishing. Marine Lord, this is the difference. He still hasn't built any new fishing boats. So that's why Luciferon's starting to lose water a bit, is because Marine Lord invested for the kill, while Luciferon invested for the economy. Horsemen are going to slip in, but spears are there to slow that down. Yeah, also on land, I think Marine Lord did fish 1 or 2 kills here. Not to mention the other time. So slowing things down again. Luciferon, I don't know what's happening here. He's got 1,000 food. Feed the world, man. Open a charity. Send some of it to poor countries. Do something. He's got no gold gathering. It looks like Luciferon was planning to tech. He can't. We talked about that gold placement. That was always the risk here. Is like you've got 4 gold vein options and they are all forward of your base. Marine Lord just could starve him off a little here. You could start selling food, but that's not very efficient. That's a slow process. Starts to lose the docks as well. I don't know, man. This game looked like Luciferon had kind of hooked him for a moment, but Marine Lord, such a slippery devil. Has 14 on food. Yep. Only 5 of that is fishing boats, too. It's just something's gone wrong here for Luciferon. I think Marine Lord just kind of scrambled his brain a bit with the way he went. It's really well played by M-Lord. Like, off the cuff, reactionary a lot of the time. And catastrophic reactions, if we're being totally real, looked really bad for him at stage. Losing a harbor, because that was the other crazy thing about that kill from Luciferon. The harbors have 500 more HP. They are meant to die. That was the balance check, is like, they're expensive, yes, but they shouldn't be going down. Not to mention the fact they've got 2 fire armor, compared to normal docks that have 500 less health and no fire armor. And that means in Dark Age, like, you're mitigating, I think it ends up being something like 20% of the damage off of Torch. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Demo's hunted, by the way. Like, Real's not done with him. He's going to get pushed back. Marine Lord has all of a sudden bloated up to 6 fishing. Archer ship is going to creep in. Luciferon was waiting for that one for a while. But double spring oars will say no. By the way, fishing boats also get more health because that's all I've got for you. Pilgrimages begin. Honestly, if there is going to be a tech play, I actually think it's going to be Marine Lord going up first. Look at the position, man. Pushki. I don't know why I watch Pilgrims, other things going on. Archers now diving in. Luciferon, man, it's just archer and archer defense. The tricky part here is, like, Iabid archers are not very good compared to Knight Templar, because Knights Templar have more efficiency around the wood side of things, right? They get food as well. I am concerned about water. Luciferon, it's only 1 demo, but you need to think about the environment. Luciferon doesn't have much retreat. He also does not have an archer ship. 1 demo is all you could need here. 1 good hit to end him. He starts to push him in. He's looking for the pin. Target fire coming through. Spearman ship advantage. Archer ship's also going to join in. Demo ship forces the retreat. Will get the connect for the kill. That's now idle fishing. On land, going to be a win here for Marine Lord. These archer spears will clear up. And the pin is real. More boats are coming out. He gets the snipe. Does get traded out. And we do have Teak Mars, so the extra health is now there for Luciferon. Good timing for Marine Lord to back away. Demo ships did just get queued up. Land side. Ooh, that's a throwaway Marine Lord. He's not looking right now. He's focused on water. He didn't see the horseman switch. Spears get wiped out by the archers. And the horses go in to give a good land trade now for Luciferon. Golf clappers, man. Marine Lord is holding reserve, so it looks like the intent was to try and snake castle. Or he just got so overwhelmed by the micro. Or it's going to be a reset on both. Slight fishing lead from Marine Lord. Important to note. Especially when you consider he's already holding a bulk reserve. Now, that's the thing. That was a great fight for Luciferon, but think about how bad the fights had to be up to this point for where we are. The crazy thing is when you look at destroyed value, Luciferon is ahead. Does it feel like he's ahead right now, though? Your opponent has double the Springles. He's got 50% more fishing boats. And the tech up speed is much quicker for Knights Templar. Is the start of the game? Yeah, but the funny thing is, like, destroyed value is still in Luciferon's favor, despite everything that's happened. That's the biggest surprising detail. But then you look at the collected, and it's insane. this game has been more about just chip damage here or there, but also idle time, I think, has mattered a lot. And it also just shows you Knights Templar's power still when it comes to wood game. Green Lord going on the offensive again. Double demo is snaking, but I think he got sore. I think he's been seen. Maybe Marine Lord didn't notice. He's going to be creeping in. He's keeping his distance perfectly here, actually. I think the demos are completely out of position for this. Yeah, he's sending them around for the fishing. There's only 8 fishing, guys. This might not get the value he's looking for. Skirmish ships are going to start sniping out. Luciferon is not building more demos. There's nothing more coming right now. The worry I have here is if there's a slight split, the dispersion damage, it actually could be the extra 15 health keeps fishing boats alive. But let's see. Marine Lord doesn't react. Demo is a connect, and a good one at that. Okay, so wipes most of the fishing. But the trade-off is Luciferon doesn't have fishing either now. Landside. Could it be a landslide? Archer lead is about to be eclipsed. Marine Lord's about to take that back. He has got spears, and he's also now going for Chevalier. I don't know. I think Luciferon, the dive is very hard here now. Chevalier also muddy the waters a bit. The problem is your opponent's on the backside tree line. This is so much harder to dive than the forward. I feel like most games you see people lose is this tree line, never this one. If you're losing because of this tree line, it's because you were probably already losing. Because it's the rotation effect. You have to go so much further to do damage. Whereas here, you know, if I stick some archers here, I shoot over, I kill. If I go to the back tree line, I'm the one out of position. So, Marine Lord is going to re-bulk fishing now. There is an attempt to slay villagers in an ambitious position gathering gold. You cannot burn these down. Not against Springolds. So he's lost water. For the second time? I mean, Marine Lord lost water, then he kind of reclaimed it, and then he's just come back for definitively now, right? I feel like it was a double L, and the Marine Lord got back in water the way he did in the first place. Now the dive. Chevalier get in the way, spears forward. Horsemen are unreplenishable. He does not have fishing anymore. Spear dive deeper. And Marine Lord does indeed, I think, have a trade. That might just be the Pilgrim. Archers, I think they can hold this. The Horsemen have evaporated. Sure, it's Archer lead for Luciferon, but the Chevalier never were dealt with. And that should be the killing blow. The chase is on now. No easy retreat here. He's got the +1 ranged armor. I think that just cooks it. Luciferon has no reserve resources to go castle. He would also need 2 minutes. And Marine Lord, 9 fishing boats, all the wood gathering, and Archer death push is all you need down. I don't see Marine Lord letting up either. He could go for attack play, but there is a kill point here with 32 archers. He just claimed the house. Marine Lord looking in top form for his group stage, as he will go through the groups without dropping a series, finishing top for the playoffs in EWC. At this point, Luciferon is just in his death throes. You can see there's no transition coming. Just a few more horsemen getting added in, sure. It's a bit of a weird trade, because, like, yes, horsemen getting some hits in, but the Chevalier, just look at the body count. The difference is real here. GG comes in. There you go, folks. 3-2 victory from Marine Lord. Knights Templar on water might not be easy, but in the hands of the chimp, he finds a way to monkey around it. Damn, that was sick. Well played to M. Chad. All right. Do we cook some Olden Era now? I think we do. Because we know the other outcomes we talked about a little bit earlier. For those who don't know, Beasty did beat Wham 3-2. We cast that one live. We just saw Anatan 3-1 Puppy Paw. We just saw Marine Lord 3-2 Luciferon. Vortex beat B 3-1. So, Vortex, Marine Lord, Beasty, Anatan through. Tomorrow, we will have Jif Music versus Numidan, Scatterbrain versus Corvinus, Sass versus Myriad, Voldemar versus Core, and then Puppy Paw, Wham, Luciferon, and B all waiting for opponents off the back of those. What we can do now is check out a little bit, just a smidge, of the newest Might and Magic game, baby. You guys ready? You ready for that? Okay, because YouTube is like weird on categorization, what I'm going to say is YouTube people, if you want to catch some olden era, you want to head across to the Twitch channel. I will now drop that in the YouTube chat. And check that out there. Need to set up a second channel for these type of things on YouTube too. But yeah, if you want to catch some of the olden era action, which is the Heroes of Might and Magic follow-up to one of the greatest series ever created, we're going to do a little bit of that now and check that game out. In fact, we're going to go live to it now. So yeah. All right, I'll end this stream. Bye, YouTube. Hopefully you guys hop across to Twitch. And then if you want more Age of Empires 4...